I confess, Father, I confess. Without living wrong.
And we are back. Lucky
Back indeed. Go ahead.
Still no black bags. Now the threat is more real than ever before.
Grandma, the Bolsheviks are at it again.
I don't know about you, but it's been a pretty depressing day for me so far.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It sucks being right all the time. I think we could pick up right where one of the last things we were talking about yesterday was what was going to happen with Snowden and Assange. You said that you thought that Assange was going to get his pardon. You said that fucking Snowden could rot. And I predicted pretty much exactly what happened to the T. No Snowden, no Assange, just people that could testify against him.
Yeah, and Kodak Black and Lil Wayne.
Yeah, a few surprises. Kodak Black over Julian Assange is definitely a slap in the face to a lot of people. The world.
Yeah. He caved. There's no other explanation for it. They threatened him out of it.
Little bitch.
Little bitch. Little baby back bitch. Said, okay, what do I got to do to not go to jail? And
yeah,
Mitch,
I think
Mitch McConnell stayed up just to hear the announcements about the pardons too. His old ass stayed up till fucking 3 a.m.
Yeah, it looks like the end game for old Donald was just some more scumbag bullshit. They're just gonna fucking. I saw that since November, him and his buddies have raised over $200 million.
Yep.
And then he went and canceled his own executive order banning lobbyists from from people getting out of politics and becoming lobbyists within 5 years.
Yep.
So they're gonna jump into that MAGA party or that Patriot party, and it's just gonna be subscriptions for fucking poor dumb people for the rest of their fucking lives.
Yeah, and that's basically exactly what they're saying now. Trump said that's what his next his focus is going to be. Leaving the White House is starting the Patriot Party.
What a joke. What a joke. Go ahead.
If he would have followed through with the pardons, if he would have pardoned Assange, it probably would have worked. It probably would have been a success, and the Patriot Party would probably take almost all GOP seats. But the way it happened, I can't see it anymore. I still see the Republican Party splitting, but I can't see it being under Donald Trump anymore.
You're roboting a lot.
Really?
I don't know what the deal is, but you're pretty robotic. But no, I definitely agree, man. If he would have pardoned Assange 2 fucking years ago, he probably wins this in a landslide. It's just more it's not so much the what ifs for me, it's the whys.
Yeah. Well, Mitch basically cost him the election with fucking putting the kibosh on that 2K right before the election, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean it was he was getting it from all sides. All fucking sides.
Yep, people exposed themselves when they knew it was safe to, after all.
Yeah. And just
surrounded by vipers.
Just like a new day, everything's opening up. All the liberal cities are fucking getting out of lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Who could have predicted it?
The media's already sucking Biden's ass.
Yep. The best inauguration. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. It's definitely some fucking bad omens, man. Some bad omens. I was watching him at his mass, and they were pushing that he's the second Catholic since JFK. I was like, ugh, that don't bode well for this man. And then they said that, and this church is also where they held JFK's mass after he was killed. I was like, oh shit. Biden's not going to be here very long. Yeah. We're going to be back here in a year.
Right? How long do you think How long do you think the Biden fucking presidency lasts?
I don't know, man. Maybe half the term if he's lucky.
I say a year. I say a year from today, he's no longer president. I think he's gonna age out pretty soon, and then, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then the shit is coming hard. Right now, our taxes just got raised by about $6,000 per person. He canceled the Trump tax cuts immediately, rejoined the Paris Climate Accord immediately. I'm sure they're talking to Iran, even though they just charged. What were you saying? What happened? What was that story about, Rick?
Oh, we could share that one later when we start going through the Gab feed. But yeah, a guy that has been publishing stories for the New York Times has just been outed as a spy for Iran, and he's been posting woke literature in our newspapers, pushing agendas.
What's the tagline of the New York Times? Isn't it "Democracy dies in darkness"?
Well, it is a dark night, dark winter, all that jazz.
Dark winter, baby. We're here. It's no longer an idea. Did all the walls come down in DC yet?
Oh shit, dude! Speaking of that, so there's going to be 6,500 residual troops in the Capitol.
Yep, for the foreseeable future.
And then I heard a little tidbit dropped on the news this morning on my little local news here in the Chi that this guy dropped the bomb that there's going to be troops at all of the state capitals for the foreseeable future. New normal confirmed.
Yeah, nothing says national unity like military occupation.
Yep. So safe and comforting.
Yeah. I don't know how many times we've said it on this podcast so far, but like a militarized police force should not be replaced with the actual military, and people think that good things happened.
Yeah, there's not really a good history of it working out for the people.
Right? If there was a military coup, that is exactly what it would look like.
But it was so much bigger than military, though. I mean, it was literally the entire government and corporate America and the world, and all media. Of the globe. Yeah,
and the weaponized zombies. I think the weaponized zombies did a number. All the reply guys on Twitter, the people who wrote fucking algorithms so they could reply to Trump tweets within seconds.
Yeah, that's what. How many of them are real people and how many of them are bots?
I think a lot of them are real. I think a lot of them are bots as well, but I think a lot of them are real because it was a fucking career opportunity for people. You know what I mean? People started organizations and fucking activist movements based on it.
Gotta try to move your mic or something, your robot, and still, or check your cords, make sure they're plugged, they're fucking in all the way.
That better?
That is better.
Oh man. Yeah, I think of like the Mrs. Krasenstein and what's the other guy? Brooklyn Dad Defiant on Twitter. Like those people actually, like, it was a career opportunity.
Well, there's this shit going on right now on Gab where these coin bots, and they're fucking flooding the fucking pages, impersonating all fucking GOP members and Trump cabinet members, trying to sell these free Trump coin scams. And the people on Gab are saying that it's Twitter and it's fucking the state and everybody fucking trying to fucking one of the things that they were saying is that they're just trying to make it so people get sick of being on the page, and just give up on it. The one that I saw last night where this guy was saying is that there's a little bit of a psyop going on here because they're trying to make people accustomed to muting their hero, the face of their fucking their movement and shit.
Yeah, connecting troll work to Trump.
Yeah, exactly. Associating it.
I believe it, dude. They're gonna pull out all stops for erasing that, man. I've already read a bunch of fucking different articles about Trump was the worst president we've ever had. Like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Remember Woodrow? Anybody that knows history knows that we've had some pretty fucking bad presidents.
Taft's fat ass getting stuck in the bathtub.
Right? Jesus Christ. Anybody that thinks that their government is there to help doesn't read enough history.
I don't think anybody reads any fucking history anymore.
I think tax time is going to open up a lot of people's eyes. Well, no, it'll be 2 years, right? A year after.
Not if he executive orders that shit.
But I believe the tax law is a year.
Yeah, but no, aren't we about to start it? Aren't we about to start a new one? No, but I think it would probably. Yeah, I think no, the new year started. Yeah, so it might be next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by the time he ages out, everybody will know what a fucking piece of shit he was in his first year.
I don't know about everybody.
Oh man, I'm not happy. I mean, yeah, I will say right now, for the first time in my history, that Joe Biden is the president. There you go, haters. You got it.
But for how long?
Yep. See, us conservatives, us people center or center right, we accept the outcome when it is the actual outcome. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been one fucking Democrat that has ever accepted anything. You know what I mean? It was Trump the racist, and before that it was Romney the racist, and before that it was McCain the racist. You know, it's a script for them. For us, it's we actually follow.
Yes, I mean, speaking of racist, though, what's the first thing Biden does? Is he fires a black man, the fucking attorney general, and then he went and fired the White House physician, citing Trump's COVID fucking situation and like irregularities.
Yeah. Of course, anybody that's even mildly connected to Trump is gonna be disappeared right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that spoke up in any way, shape, or form. It was funny when I was telling Red before we got on live that when I was watching Biden do the actual walk to the White House, which I was completely surprised by that he got out of the car at all. He looked like he had no idea where the fuck he was. But when he was walking, behind him, it was Hunter Biden and like 5 female family members. And I said, Hunter Biden fucked all those chicks. Every one of them. Even the ones that look like minors.
Even the ones that look like Bidens.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. So how long before all these investigations disappear? These FBI investigations into the Biden?
They already are, man. They had that one, was it Ratcliff fucking document where they said for sure that this Obama fucking official fucking broke the law.
Mm-hmm.
Gone. Poof.
I saw that they in the Flynn D-class yesterday that they refused to press charges on the Kislyak Flynn leak, which is like it's huge. It's not like a slap on the wrist charge. It's a huge charge. It's leaking federal information. The same thing that Edward Snowden did. You know what I mean? And they just didn't press charges.
Some of his leaks yesterday were a joke. They were fucking redacted and blacked out more than they were when they were previously released.
Yep.
Like he bowed down to every fucking demand so he could save his fucking ass.
Exactly. exactly.
And there's still no guarantee that it's gonna fucking help him at all, you know?
No, he's still. I could almost guarantee that they're probably gonna get the votes now because he didn't fucking stand
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably gonna be impeached, and he's probably
Well,
never gonna be able to hold office again.
the uniparty needs to cast him out. Exactly.
Oh, I just saw a picture of the Bible. That shit was gold, and I called that shit the Necronomicon, baby.
You did call Biden getting sworn in on the Necronomicon, and Jesus was it. how many lines has Hunter Biden taken off that fucking Bible?
Right? There's probably pages missing out of that Bible. So
there's probably more pages stuck together than anything, knowing that fucking family.
Oh, dude, that Bible looked like it was fucking every book ever written religiously. It was not the regular Bible. That was like fucking 3 phone books.
That Bible's written in first person. I said, "Let there be light."
And Joe was like, "I was there. I seen it." Oh man. He took one question from a reporter on the sideline today, and it was, "How do you feel about being president?" It feels good.
Feels good, man. Jpeg. Fuck.
Feels good. Yeah. Crazy, man. Now I want to see right now is the media going after his bitch ass. I want to see the media fucking questioning everything.
But
Even Joe said this political news cycle that we're in, it needs to end, right? The doubting of the government information.
Yeah, you're not going to see any of that. But nobody was doubting the government; they were just doubting one man.
What do you think about Kamala's belt buckle? Think she was trying to show the world that she was the champion? Like the heavyweight champion of the world belt?
Rocking the purple fucking Gramis fucking fit.
Right? Wow, Lady Gaga looked like she came right out of fucking Hunger Games.
Yeah, for sure. She definitely did. It was definitely on point. Trying, I think it's more they're trolling back at this point.
Mm-hmm. Subtly. Not so
subtly, yeah.
The rest of the actual government is going to be subtle trolling the rest of the year.
It's like somebody took, I think it was like New York Times or Washington Post took a fucking a Masonic sneak diss at Trump yesterday. He tried to make himself out as a builder, but all he was a destroyer. That's their term right there. A fucking a builder. Squaring the circle. Fucking what's the other fucking term that they use?
By hook or by crook. That's kind of the same thing. One's a builder, one's a destroyer. One leads the flock, one kills the flock.
Yeah, it's the gloating is far from over. The patting on the backs. It's gonna be great when people are getting beaten over the head and shot at by the fucking soldiers in the streets, and they say thank you.
Yep, I can't wait to see the first Black Lives Matter Antifa riot, or to see if they're actually paid by the fucking Democrats and see if they don't show up anymore.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things are gonna play themselves out pretty quick here. I have no doubt.
Definitely doesn't seem like we're any closer to fucking unity, though.
Oh, fuck no, dude. Fuck no. We lived through 4 years of that.
Mm-hmm.
Great attack. There was never a moment where it wasn't under attack, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
From the inauguration day where they had riots and then they dropped all the charges. Steve Bannon getting pardoned is kind of big, like you said. Anybody that could testify against him. But the only thing is that everybody that he's pardoned, they could call him in front of Congress now and they have no right to the Fifth Amendment anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it could. He might have bent over completely. He might have did that shit on purpose so they could fucking compel these people to testify.
He went out like a fucking. It seems like. It's what made me start thinking, you know, that he was Q and he's behind the whole fucking Q shenanigans, because this childish bullshit, you know, not willing to accept defeat, all it's doing is keeping the few idiots out there just trust the plan. The plan was always 2024.
Yeah, suck my balls.
Like
the plan was fucking today.
Yeah,
there is no
feeding
tomorrow for the plan.
Yeah, he's feeding it, you know, and I believe that he's been feeding it the whole fucking time.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think it was from inside of his cabinet, inside of his circle. But none of those people could be trusted. He was surrounded by vipers the entire time. He banished his actual supporters in favor of never Trumpers trying to unify the GOP. They were always against him, period. He was never in the group. Like you said, it's a big club, but you ain't in it.
Yep. He was a threat to the establishment. Exactly. Even though he really wasn't, because they never would have let a threat get close to that fucking building.
Right. Yeah. No, you were right, man.
I'm sticking by it, man, that he advanced the globalist agenda way faster than Hillary fucking could have in 4 years.
Definitely.
And we would not be where we are right now under fucking Hillary. We'd probably be in a couple wars overseas. We wouldn't have any troops to be fucking invading our own fucking capitals.
I personally just wish that he fought as much as he said he did and he would. You know? It'd be different. The only thing that I liked about yesterday and today, the only thing that the positive for me was that he signed that executive order to cut those troops that were poisoned by radiation in Kazakhstan, because the government had been fighting it, saying that we need more info, we need more proof, we need more info. That's the only positive. I mean, he definitely did take care of the troops, the fucking soldiers, the VA. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of positive things that came out of the last 4 years, but they're going to be fucking signed away. Probably already are. You know what I mean? Today.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see that stack of executive orders?
Not yet. I'm waiting for that. Why don't you do the share screen? I'll run down what's been going on in Twitter. I don't think we even talked about that disclassified document yesterday. I was thinking about that. The one that said that there was confirmed shenanigans by China in the election.
Yeah, or the Flynn papers that came out where Steele, the guy that made the PP tapes dossier, that he came out and said that he made up the Russian collusion to help Hillary Clinton because she was getting hammered by the email scandal.
Mm-hmm.
So confirmed, Russia, fake. Nowhere on the news. Nowhere. But it's in the actual FBI paperwork.
Oh, there's been a lot of that shit nowhere on the fucking news.
And that's what's sad, man. That's what's really sad. And that's what I mean by I wish he would have fought the way he said he was going to. Because he's been saying declass for this whole last year. And when he did declass, it was good, but he didn't do nearly enough of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's just enough to keep the fucking illusion going, keep the charade alive.
Exactly. To keep the fight strong in the people he was fucking along.
That aren't gonna fucking give up no matter what. Exactly.
Right.
So what we're talking about here is if you go into our Gab page, gab.com/CordsVPlugs, there is actually the link where you can get the PDF of the
white
Michael
papers,
Clinton.
bitches.
And also down
white
here,
papers, you don't know shit about what's really going on. Like I said, no one's gonna tell you that Steele admitted that the fucking Russian collusion was a hoax. Nobody's gonna tell you that. But if you look at this paper right here, where that link is in the green, you'll read it for yourself.
Yeah, that Crossfire Hurricane material is also right there. They're fucking right next to each other. So back to that Assange shit. Kim.com put out a tweet last night that saying that several people in Trump's inner circle have reached out to him to for a pardon, to pardon him. And he said that, basically only if you're going to pardon Assange. I'll only take it if you pardon Assange. And if need be, I'll trade mine for Assange.
Yeah, I did see that.
And that unfortunately went nowhere.
And I'm basically, Snowden said the same thing. Snowden said, I'm doing okay over here, guys. I make a living by doing speeches. I do these fucking podcasts. I'm comfortable living. I'm not like being persecuted. Assange is gonna die in prison soon. He has breathing issues, and the prison he's in has a COVID problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everybody's basically saying Assange. But Mitch McConnell said, if you pardon Assange, we're going to convict you in this impeachment.
Which they're going to do anyway.
Yeah, they're going to do it anyway. Why would you believe Mitch McConnell right now? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to see the dirt files, bro. I really still want to see the dirt files. You know what I mean? Everybody keeps saying that there's these videos out there. There's these fucking pictures and videos of debaucherous activity that you can't share because it's illegal.
Yeah, but I've seen some pretty debaucherous shit from Hunter Biden's laptop that I know is fucking real, and there's no charges on that. So it's not hard at me to at all believe that that it's just gonna go away. I knew about Epstein. I was talking about Epstein in the pedo island for a decade, and. Yeah.
That brings up another point. How long does Miss Maxwell? How long is her clock last now?
She was actually there's supposed to be some documents released on her today.
The judge ordered it. I think he said a week and 2 days they have to release the documents. But did you see in that court case that they said they need release from Mr. Epstein to release it? I heard that. I was like, what? What? Was Linwood really right? Holy fuck.
No, I mean, obviously. I mean, as soon as those handcuffs go on, your rights are forfeit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was bullshit. Of course, it was just some legally fucking
some legal jargon.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news, but that guy died. Yeah, but I think that her days are numbered as well. I think that Biden and Ghislaine Maxwell will both time out pretty soon here.
I don't know. They've kept her alive for a while. I'll definitely be keeping. I can't. I don't know what to make of her yet. I still haven't, fully decided how connected and how involved she really is.
Here's a little known fact. Joe Biden's brother owns an island very close to the Epstein Island. He owns a large chunk of an island that's close. And there was a bunch of tax stuff going on there too.
And he never once went outside with binoculars.
Never.
Never took a helicopter or a boat ride around and, noticed anything. Nope. Hey, why does that look like a mosque over there?
Yeah. I think everything moved too slow, and they had that Gina Haspel, you know what I mean? Her retiring yesterday, she stopped a bunch of shit from coming out of the CIA.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then conveniently
Christopher Wray and the FBI has stopped a whole bunch of shit coming out of the FBI.
It's business as usual.
Yep. I was looking forward to tornadoes ripping through the CIA and the FBI,
man,
but
I thought the right was big business. Make this make sense.
No, you remember that switch that keep talking about happened in the 50s?
Fuck.
Well, it just happened again. Real time. The corporate establishment is Democrat. Like we said yesterday, the Republican establishment, there's nobody new is joining that group, and that group is all aging out. So they're a dying breed. Who replaced them is the Democrats.
I mean, there's definitely fucking young Republicans out there, but you're talking about the old guard that aren't going to give up their fucking power without grooming a motherfucker for it. You know, I'm sure there's people in the midst. I'm sure they're already writing Hunter Biden's fucking success story if they could just keep his fucking crack shenanigans out of the fucking spotlight.
Exactly. And all the new Republicans are all gonna be uniparty or they're gonna be gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There is no opposition. They're setting it up. They're setting that up right now.
It's going to be really interesting in 2 years, not even 2024, 2022, when the midterms happen.
Speaking of
really interesting.
Speaking of interesting, though, this Biden health official, the secretary of the health secretary, have you seen this?
Pennsylvania, yeah.
How much can he bench?
Probably more. 3 Joe Bidens.
Let this play a little bit and see if we can get the close up on it.
Yeah, during the election, this person was speaking a lot about the COVID.
Oh, there it is. How much can he bench? Let me let us know in the chat. Oh, it's a different window. It's not popping up. That's why. Fuck, I got to share screen a different window. Oh well. Click on the link and look at that fucking that nonsense. And tell me if it appears healthy in any way, shape, or form to you.
Yeah. For anybody that doesn't want to click on the link, that is the first openly transsexual cabinet member. Assistant Secretary of Health, so not a cabinet member, but on the team. Well, I guess, yeah. Appointee confirmed by the Senate. So yeah, it's a political appointee. First openly transsexual political appointee.
In the health department, though, not like in education, not like in science or anything like that, though. In charge of public health. It's questionable.
Super questionable. That's probably who Biden's been talking to about these what do you call it? The sexually whatever you.
Oh, about fucking turning the prisons into whorehouses.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jail shouldn't determine which jail you go to, male or female. But I mean, if there's 57 genders, are we gonna have, when are we gonna start making the fucking all the catch-up jails, and catch up?
The excuse to open fucking 184,000 new jails.
It might be, man. It might be.
Me Gusta says first one they're admitting to. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree
for sure. There. For sure, the first openly transgender. That's for damn sure. So this next document is a fucking big fucking doozy for any Trumpeteers out there. I don't know how you could riddle yourself into any further, support or charades when he himself signs this executive order, when he was quoting draining the swamp when he's doing this. It's going to be great for, politics and making sure that there's fair elections and all that jazz. And immediately cancels his executive order so he can go start making money immediately. And he's already made $200 million since November.
The one thing that I do have to say about this is that his executive order was basically a waste of paper, because instead of there being actual lobbyists that are vetted and looked into in Washington, it turned into all of his assistants became lobbyists, because people, a secretary was being paid extra just so that she would tell companies what he thinks about something. You know what I mean? So in effect, it turned everybody in his circle into a lobbyist instead of the actual lobbyists that were there and gotten rid of.
It's starting to look more and more to me like he took a dive this year, just like Hillary did 4 years ago. It's like, what was with that macho man shit?
Yeah.
Who was feeling that? And he did it over and over again. Like, how do you not look around and see that your constituents ain't feeling fucking Macho Man? And he kept on fucking playing it. Like they played like his last speech before the fucking campaigns 4 years ago, and it was fucking some inspirational shit, even if you don't like the guy that much. And it's like he did not try. He could have done so much to win this election, and there was just no effort, you know? Very fucking little effort.
It's definitely hard to make sense of this entire election season, man. All of it was fucking not normal. First of all, Biden didn't even campaign, period. You know what I mean? He showed up for 2 fucking debates, and that was the entirety of his campaign. While Act Blue, you know, the main fundraiser for the Democrats, brought in billions of dollars. Like for what? You know what I mean?
Plus all the big tech censorship that's fucking coming out now. Like there was a plan coming from all fucking angles to get this uniparty in there. You know, we have our pariah, and we're going to be able to do whatever the fuck we want.
Yep. He's a marionette, and there's probably 10 different people with their hand on the string.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see it.
And then he leaves the fucking White House to fucking Frank Sinatra my way. Like, leave the house to Macho Man, bitch. Don't change it up now. Don't try to be a big bad fucking New York man now. You're fucking Macho Man. Put your little fucking construction helmet on, or get yourself a fucking a chief fucking headdress and appropriate some fucking culture on your way out. Go out like you fucking went in.
Yeah, you would think that, like we said yesterday, man, he had nothing to lose. He should have just emptied, got rid of all his ammo, because you know he has ammo. Should have used it all. Fuck it. Migusta says, remember Michael Obama, giant schlong, swinging on Ellen? I do.
Ellen was so grossed out.
Yeah. Ew. Magusta says the media is talking like Biden is the Messiah, but Trumpers are cultists. Disgusting.
Yeah, and they got pictures of people crying watching Biden's inauguration. Like, what the fuck is a cult? That's pretty fucking cultish.
Exactly. It's super culty at the cathedral. It is a thing, man. No matter what anybody fucking says.
Yeah. And now that this curve has been flattened for the second time or the third time, I don't know how many lockdowns you guys are on, but they're completely setting it up for all the praise to go to this man. And it's just flu season's gonna end, and now we're opening back up for, because there is no reason to close in the first place, and they know this, but it's all gonna be miraculous Biden. We had more people dead now than in World War II. So there's going to be a boom after this. There's going to be a renaissance after this. And it's just, look at what we did. We did this. We did this. Yeah. This has nothing to do with,
we did it together.
No, we did this for you. Yeah. We did this for you.
But there's still an army in Washington, D.C.
It ain't leaving.
It is not leaving.
Marching on Washington was so last century.
For everybody that wants to talk shit about fucking Trump cultists, like, listen, I was a Trump supporter. I have been called a cultist by a couple of different people. And I just said that I am completely disgusted in how Trump handled the last fucking week of his presidency. I said that. What kind of a cultist would say that? Like, fuck, our cult leader sucks.
Mutiny.
Right? Sedition. And Magusta said more like a village person than a macho man. I could agree with that. And I still believe in America first, bro. I still believe in the things that actually got him the seat. You know what I mean? because it's actual principle. It's not like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. This guy's gonna run on and it's gonna disappear in 2 weeks. It's like, no, I legitimately believe in America first. I legitimately believe in getting control of immigration so that we can fucking work some shit out for the future. You know what I mean? This whole throw the doors open and just see what happens is not the way you fucking run a country. Period. If you don't have a border, you don't have a country. Period.
Well, I'm sure once they get the X amount of votes in here to where there is no opposition, I'm sure we'll probably will see some sort of action taken. Unless, the agenda really is to fucking turn this fucking place third world.
Yeah. Trump should have been sending fucking airplanes to Poland and
But I mean, yeah,
Western Bloc countries and started loading up the country with that people so that when Biden said, okay, you're good.
I'm definitely looking at Agenda 21 more and more as a blueprint as to what's going on right now. We're definitely gonna get cleaner. We're gonna get greener, but
it's gonna cost so much.
There's gonna be a lot of communism that's gonna come with it.
Well, Joe Biden was right about one thing. It's going to be a dark winter. It's going to be super dark when people start reading the actual executive orders he signed today. Like Trump tax plan. Well, that's about $2,000 per middle-class household. The Paris Climate Accord. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to raise taxes about $2,000 each household. Because all it is a tax on us not being green.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? The money is flowing now, baby.
Yeah, I just heard Bill Gates praising that yesterday. That the only reason that carbon emissions have dropped recently is because of economic sanctions. It has nothing to do with fucking all these fucking cars and
lockdowns.
Capitalism, because it is cheaper. If you there are ways for you to go green and eventually end up with zero energy. You're saving money. That's profit.
Yeah, exactly.
It will get there.
Company, and you could show them a way to be green and make more money. They will hire you in a fucking millisecond.
Yeah,
that's how capitalism works. It doesn't matter if you're black, Asian, trans. It doesn't matter. If you walk into a company and say, "This is my plan," you're going to make $1.2 million more this year than you did last year.
If you know what you're doing, or they're just going to fucking take your shit and have somebody make it in China for much less. Well, we thought this up. We never heard of you.
Right? You just can't put it on the internet, or else China will take it for sure.
I mean, since
Amazon's been doing that shit lately.
And since we were talking about Bill Gates already, or sometimes you just come up dead.
Yeah. Bill Gates is going to become the #1 owner of farmland in America pretty soon.
He already is.
Is he?
He already took that. Yeah, he just bought 250,000 acres all over the country.
Yeah. I knew he was doing it, but I didn't think he was going to be the #1 yet.
Don't eat the soy. Don't eat the soy. What's this comment we got up here? Our Lord and Savior, Uncle Joe, Uncle Creepy Joe, Sniffles.
He's
not the only one that can save us now is our patron saint, Chief Keef, the patron saint of Chicago.
Yeah.
Save us, Chief. You're our only hope. Save us, Sosa.
King Sosa. All of Sosa's buddies are dying though.
He ain't.
King Han died.
He ain't.
Yeah, Magusta said he already is the farmland captain of the world.
Yeah. Don't eat the soy. That's for damn sure. Don't eat nothing that's coming off that fucking farm.
I'm gonna start drinking more Oberweis.
We're starting to get into today on the Gab feed. I fucking woke up today and I thought for sure it was going down because the first thing I saw was a bomb blast in fucking Madrid. Fuck, I gotta do a screen share on that too.
Was there any info on that yet?
It was I ended up doing an update, a couple fucking things up. It was a building owned by the Catholic Church, 1 or 2 people at least dead. That was as far as I seen since we started streaming.
So it was a construction mishap, basically.
We'll see, or we won't.
Or we won't. More likely, we won't.
And we have Joe Biden's first act as commander in chief, firing the black surgeon general. Exactly, the black surgeon. How many of those do we have just hanging around?
Well, Ben Carson's gone. That's for sure. That's two black surgeons fired within 24 hours. Where's BLM?
And then we had a bomb threat called into fucking CNN, or CNN reported that we had a bomb threat called into the fucking Supreme Court today. And I'm like, how? Isn't it surrounded by fucking fencing and barbed wire and soldiers?
Right?
How?
That's a lie. Nobody was even at the Supreme Court to answer the phone.
That's what, yeah. Like, they're not even there. Who's there? What are y'all doing? Is that where the baby fucking sacrificing is today? Y'all doing some secret brisses there and eating the fucking foreskin or what? What was going on in the Supreme Court today that somebody to call a fucking bomb threat in?
Right.
And then here is our powers that be.
That was his consolation prize for creating the sweet and sour sniffles for Gates, the farm master. Said now he can poison our food.
Yeah, he's gotta find a way to get these pesky kids to take their vitamins one way or another.
Magusta says, matter of fact, the Gates look a little sus when it comes to genders. Billy G looks like butthurt Leslie.
Yeah, sometimes he does. That bull haircut you see when he was dancing around on the stage back in the day when he dropped Windows 95.
Yeah.
You ever was it an SNL character Pat?
Yeah.
Sort of like Pat.
It's Pat.
Just a real feminine Jew.
What's up with this caravan? Did the police stop slowing them down yet?
Oh, they stopped it. That's the report that they stopped them. Stopped them in Ecuador or some shit, I believe it was. But so what do you think about this? What do you think about this this club here, surrounded by fucking, alone for miles around, and then fucking fenced in, and then fucking guns. So George Carlin said it best, and as soon as I saw that shit pop up on TV, I know Carlin always pops into my mind. I watched a lot of his shit, read a lot of his fucking books, and I definitely try to fucking think what he would say or think about what's going on. Him and Hunter S. Thompson. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, man, it's a big club, and none of us are in it.
Nope.
None of the people that voted for this motherfucker or not.
Trump's inauguration dwarfed Biden's numbers. For anybody that's still keeping count of people at inaugurations.
Yeah, how many flags made in China did he have out there today?
A fucking million.
All donated from Alibaba.
Jack Ma had nothing to do with it.
It's just like he had nothing to do with that video that got put up yesterday of him.
Yeah. Honey Badger says, "Hey fellas."
Howdy. What up, hun?
Little Mama says, "Hola."
Welcome. Welcome to the dark winter. Hope you're bundled up.
Hope you're bundled up. Communism's gonna be cold.
You could say it's going to be a Cold War.
Cold War never ended. They just lie. They got better at lying.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was gonna say that the other day. There's that old joke that the fucking Civil War it's only halftime, but definitely seems like the Cold War. It's been only a very quiet fucking war. It's still been raging. It never really ended at all.
Yeah. They thought that it ended with the fall of the Soviet Empire. Nope. It just shifted. The war was always against communism, but now it's like, hey guys, come on in. We could use with some new ideas that have been proven false over thousands of years.
Yeah, the few in charge of the many. I mean, it's nowhere better than the many in charge of the few.
Yeah, the mob should never rule, but man, like I said, I accept that Joe Biden is the president, but I'm definitely not happy about it. Everyone's like, "Oh, you guys are never going to accept it. You cope more, cry more." You know what I mean?
I mean, it's. I don't think that I haven't been living in fucking reality.
No.
I mean, I'm reading nothing but fucking white papers and shit that most motherfuckers never even see or hear about. Think
Right.
I'm head over heels and fucking in over my head in fucking reality. I'm drowning here.
You see how it works though, even with the seal, the Crossfire Hurricane declassification. When they said in the actual FBI papers, the secondary interview of Christopher Steele, the guy who put together the report, when he said, I made it up to help Hillary, I can't just say that to people. You know what I mean? That's completely fucking fake. Even though that is 100% the verifiable truth.
Yeah.
So to everybody else, I'm living in a fantasy world. You know what I mean?
Just like this. Where is it? It's got to be the next white fucking document down. Or did I just share the link? I'm pretty sure I put the fucking white page up.
Little Mama says making dinner, but I'm listening.
Here it is right here. Right there. Director of National Intelligence, Ratcliff, claims Chinese interfered in 2020 election, that the information was suppressed by the CIA management. And who resigned the next fucking day?
Yep.
The head of the fucking CIA.
Head of the CIA.
That bitch, Gina Haskins. Gina Haskins.
The thing was, she was involved in the Flynn stuff too, because she was the head of the CIA in England, in the UK. She was the department chief, and that's where they were running all the surveillance in those other countries, in the other Five Eye countries. There's U.S. has signed a document with, let me see if I can remember the five. It's Australia, New Zealand, England, and there's two other countries that are in it. I can't remember off the top of my head, but those three countries, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand, that's our government was going to those countries to spy on our citizens in America so that there was no paper trail of it happening in America. Because it's illegal to spy on citizens in America, but it's not illegal if you spy on citizens from New Zealand. But my whole point was,
it's only illegal if you're doing it from Russia.
Exactly. It's only illegal if it's not our government doing it.
That's the way it's been for a long time. Welcome to reality, everybody.
But yeah, that's what they do to avoid the paper trail. They just go to a different country and have their intelligence service do it, so that some dude from England signed the paper instead of Gina Haspel.
Yeah, Gina Haspel, not Carol Baskin. I was just making a joke because it sort of sounded like it.
Who's Carol Baskin? That's the Joe Exotic. How disappointed do you think Joe Exotic was that Kodak Black got a pardon, but he didn't?
Yeah, then he went and sucked a dick. He was fine. He's in heaven.
Living his best life.
He's in fucking heaven.
Medusa said,
Caption this photo, chat.
What you making for din din, little mama? What was that, Red?
So caption this photo. You motherfuckers. But I'm rich. Who cares?
Yeah, that caption is, that's exactly what I look like all day today, minus the money.
Yeah, minus the fucking the 10,000 the 10 racks that he's got fucking lined in the inside of that coat.
Exactly. He just got his payoff. Why do you think he's there? Little mama says she's making some prime rib, baked potato with a salad and garlic bread.
Got your stimulus, little mama?
Hey man, I'll tell you what, I'm not ashamed to say it. I've been on unemployment because of this coronavirus, and looks like I just got a raise. So
how you cooking that prime rib, little mama? You doing that shit in the house, or you doing it on the grill? I did a prime rib roast for Christmas, and it was magnifique.
Magnifique. We gotta do another fucking steak barbecue day. Those steaks you got last time were fucking amazing.
Yeah, for sure. So then here's that the update on that fucking that Spain bombing. At least 3. They're starting to say 2 now. But a building in central Madrid belonging to the Catholic Church.
Blown
That's as far.
By an
Yeah.
explosion.
Oh, blown to shit, dude. It looked way worse than that Nashville bombing. It was blown to shit.
Really? Wow.
I'll go back. I'll do another fucking a screen share, because I have it down here. I got a video of it. I just got to do a different window. Give me 1 second.
Pull up the gap on my screen share.
Where is it at? FBI release documents.
By the way, does anybody else remember Nashville?
Yeah, no, that's gone.
Shit's
So
gone.
Just like
MIA. Just like the NRA.
all right, stream.
Just like Turning Point's going to be next week after they get considered a
Share
extremist group.
screen. Tab. Share that. I'll restart it.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah, it was not a joke. It was not a joke. And kill that sound. Yeah,
that shit's way worse than Nashville.
it was. Yeah, it was real. It was real. I must go back to the Gab page now.
Wow. Magusta said, wish I had a little mama cooking me prime rib.
Don't we all? You got some for the class, little mama?
Little mama said she roasted it in the oven.
Nice, nice. What did I do to it last time? I ended up making, I melted a bunch of butter and I seasoned it with a bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of shit. I don't even remember what I actually put in it. But I threw it in the oven like on 300, I think, for an hour or so. Or as low as, I think it's like 500. You throw it in at like a high temperature and you leave it on the heat for like an hour and then you just let it sit in the fucking oven for like fucking 3 or 4 more hours, depending on the poundage. But I did a huge butter, like fucking big layer of the butter on top and threw it in the oven on the heat. And it like made a butter crust. It was bomb. It was definitely fucking bomb.
I think, I don't think they're going to have prime rib and bread lines, guys.
Yeah, get it while you can. That's for sure. It's going to be worms. It's going to be worms. EU has already put worms on the fucking mealworms on the diet.
Right? The McDonald's fucking pink goo is going to be chicken. And worms are going to be pureed into simulation beef.
So here we got more backlash from China. China's imposing sanctions on 28 American nationals.
Yeah,
Pompeo, Bolton, yeah, everybody.
Single person that was connected to Trump.
Not allowed in China. I mean, I don't think the sanctions are the story. These people definitely got to worry about coming up dead.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely Suicide Watch all of these names and
I mean,
whoever the other fucking
are any of
23
those
are.
people going to China? Was there any chance that any?
No,
of
yeah, exactly. Absolutely not. That's why it's sort of like, a pissing contest. Like, who does this look good to? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there any lefties out there that are like, yeah, they can't go to China anymore. That's great.
No, I'm sure there are actually. I'm sure an ex-friend of ours is probably pretty happy about China.
Slave owner fucking LeBron doesn't have to worry about anybody going over there and liberating his people.
Yeah. Dude, were there more people today watching Trump's departure speech than there were watching Biden's inauguration speech?
I do not know. I mean, they did have Lady Gaga and Garth Brooks. White people do love Garth Brooks.
I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to be angry.
No, yeah, they definitely weren't.
That was the continuation of the sellout.
Well, he did try to tell us all that he has friends in low fucking places.
Yeah, he did warn us 25 years ago. Little did we know how much he meant it.
How low can you go, Garth?
Fuck. I'm angry.
Moments before Joe Biden is elected, the United Arab Emirates purchase, what was it, 35 jets, 50 F-35 jets, and 18 drones. Moments before Biden takes into office. What do you think that's about? Biden wouldn't make that deal, or is it because they wanted to make sure they had a purchase put in before the new globalist machine takes over and the bombs start dropping?
I think that absolutely Joe would not make that deal. I think that was their last chance to get any kind of fucking brand new fighter planes, because F-35 comes from us only. You know what I mean? You can't buy a Israeli F-35. They bought all theirs from us.
Yeah, and that's what I was literally just gonna say. Like, all purchases are going to be Israel has dibs, and everybody else can have what they're not fucking using.
I don't even know if Israel got dibs anymore. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody's got dibs anymore. They're probably going to cancel the Advanced Aeronautics Department now. You know what I mean?
Well, they did. I did see that outside where they had all their flags waving, there was a Space Force flag. So do not think for a second that space and the final frontier is not on the globalist fucking agenda. The globe is just the beginning.
Yeah.
And then then we're gonna need I don't know, man, because you need to feed astronauts. It'll be a lot easier just to send robots out into space to be your fucking slaves to mine for eternity.
Yeah, unless they send out that green algae terraform that they're gonna plan on doing to Mars. They send that out 6 months before the astronauts get there, you know.
Ain't nothing wrong with hamburger helper, little mama. We white folks in here. I fucks with it. I actually do. I fucks with the cheeseburger macaroni one. I throw a little Worcester sauce, chop up some onion, and put it in the pan. Throw some real cheese in there. For stroganoff, I'll do a little can of mushrooms. Trust me on that. Trust me on the mushrooms and the stroganoff.
The little mama's lying like the politicians. Little mama said, "Yeah, I'd make a good politician. Promise to give you the best, but really give you the worst."
The old bait and switch.
Yeah, that's
American. That's American AF right there. It don't get more American than that.
Right? Just ask Russia after World War II. Yeah, we'll let you guys join the party. And then as soon as FDR dies, he meant that. We didn't mean that. Honey Badger says Space Force is code for more Big Brother tech. Fuck yes, it is.
Absolutely. But Space Force is also going to be a tool of the fucking uniparty to get us, into a global uniparty, as well as we're gonna run out of shit on this fucking planet sooner or fucking later.
I think it's just building that the whole 5G. That's all it is. The Space Force 5G.
It's way
going a net over the entire planet.
It's way bigger than that, man. It's way bigger than that.
Oh yeah,
for
sure.
We are definitely going to fucking reach out from this fucking planet. And one movie that I fucking love the most called it the fucking best, Fight Club. That in the future, you're gonna have fucking corporations naming galaxies, planet Starbucks. It's exactly where we're going.
Yeah, Starbucks universe.
Me gusta, what'd you expect from a woman? I'm sorry, little mama. You know I didn't mean that. But at the same time, fuck you if you can't take a joke. Boom.
Honey Badger says they're 100 years ahead of us. I'd say definitely 40. That was about the going rate, but with the technology boom, it probably did increase dramatically. Because like the B-2 bomber, the actual stealth bomber, they had it in the 60s, and they admitted that they had it in like 2000.
Yeah, there's this thing that I like to use a lot that Ecuador announced that they could create rain, that they could cloud seed. What was it? Between like the 50s and 80s. I used to know the exact fucking date on the top of my head, but it was a while ago.
Yeah.
For a South American or Central American country, might have been fucking Honduras, whatever. But if they had this technology 30 years ago, how long did we have it?
Right. Exactly.
And I use that to cross-reference just how far ahead our military is of us, and what they're actually dealing with. They're very well, they're announcing little bits of tidbits that, wormholes and gateways and all this shit. There's people out there that have been saying that they took a fucking a Stargate to Mars with Barack Obama. You could find some crazy shit out there. And honestly, it's all possible. It's all fucking possible.
In the Men That Stare at Ghosts, and the actual paperwork for that, have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
In the actual paperwork, because that's a real thing. It was 100% a government fucking contract, and in the paperwork for that, they said that astral projection, that people were projecting themselves to Mars and describing civilizations and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. There's another thing. What the fuck is it? Oh, what is it called?
And I'm not saying I buy into that shit. I'm just saying that it was 100% a government contract, and there are 100% papers on it.
It's definitely been investigated. What the fuck? I know there's like a scientific term that they use for it. It's not so much astral projecting. It's fuck. It's been a couple years since I've been down these fucking rabbit holes, but yeah, it's basically the power of fucking imagination, more or less, and a lot of that goes back to the Q, like fortune telling shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just
yeah, exactly.
But I mean, there's
shit.
But there's some fucking data there, man. The power of the mind.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. It's not even just the power of the mind, but we have scientists that just this month have admitted that they have quantum teleported molecules.
Yeah.
So it's real. Like that in itself, being able to quantum teleport a molecule, like think of the fucking Star Trek transporter. You know what I mean? The transporter deck. That's just real now. They do it with molecules, maybe not like an organism because of the sheer number of molecules yet, but
yeah, you don't think they've had holograms and shit like that for fucking 20, 30 fucking years already?
Oh, holograms, yeah. I'm like holodecks, stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm talking like legit Star Trek technology. That is,
oh yeah,
coming,
I mean, they were talking. They got the fucking lasers on fucking drones right now, and they said that they were starting to equip our fighter jets with not just the fucking the energy beam, but actual fucking Space Force fucking laser weaponry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And the whole reason why Space Force became a thing supposedly was there was a non-aggression pact signed between all the spacefaring nations, I guess you'd say. that they signed papers saying that none of their space technology, none of their satellites, none of their fucking anything that's in space will have offensive weapons. But of course, China doesn't give a fuck about signing pieces of paper, so they had to make a space force. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, honestly, if we did not make a space force, we were just going to be left behind.
Exactly. Magusta says just getting a PB&J sandwich could win me over.
Hey, I love me a PB&J. I could live off
Honey
that.
Badger said more like an acid trip projection. That's exactly what they did. They fed him with copious amounts of LSD and left him in a room with a pad of paper.
I've done that a few times, man. Ate a heroic dose of mushrooms and had a fucking notepad and tried to document my trip.
It's rough.
And
you can't write down ideas as quick as they come and go, you know?
no, yeah, it ended up just being a lot of inspirational fucking things. Couple things I ended up drawing that I had no idea what the fuck they were later. I think you gotta have the notepad and then videotape yourself.
Yeah. Major says it's all smoke and mirrors witchcraft.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I wouldn't say so much of that. Things start looking into things and starts opening your eyes. What opened my eyes to the deeper sciences of fucking astrology and astronomy was Mercury in retrograde. Do you know anything about that, Blizz?
I know absolutely nothing about astrology or
So,
astronomy. Even though I know it's like super old, you know, the oldest civilizations in the planet have recorded star maps and shit.
And that's the craziest thing too, is because these people were living in caves. They didn't have telescopes and they didn't have it, you know, they had basic mathematics and shit. But this Mercury in retrograde is, from our perspective on Earth, it appears that Mercury is moving backwards. And like counter rotating or fucking something like that. And basically it is a great time for miscommunications here on Earth. And once I noticed it, I fucking noticed it. And it'll last for a couple weeks out of the year. And people are just hard to fucking deal with. People are just at each other's fucking throats. And, you know, I noticed the effect first and I was like, okay, started thinking about it a little bit more. And we're talking about matter. We're talking about real gravitational pulls, real forces in the world. And for us to think that they have no effect here on Earth is awful naive, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even the moon affects our oceans.
Yeah, the tides,
and
exactly.
People don't realize that their bodies are made up of 80% water. Of course it's going to affect you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So I definitely wouldn't chalk it all up to fucking hogwash or even satanic fucking, you know, bullshit.
I do believe
some of this shit was around before Satan, long before Satan was thought up.
Moloch, you know what I mean?
Even before then, even when it was just fertility gods in nature. There was no the bad shit was just a stone, you know, it was a storm and shit. They had to create a name for it.
I kind of still believe in the Mayan calendar. Like when the Mayan calendar ended, it wasn't the end of the world. It was just the end of an enlightened age. And now it's, like you said, retrograde back to a dark age. You know what I mean? Great times of great fucking advancement and then times of great peril. And we are now in times of great peril. But I do agree, Honey Badger, DC is full of fucking devil worshippers. 100%.
They don't even know they're devil worshippers. I talk to people that are fucking Freemasons and they have no idea that they're Kabbalists. They have no idea about, you know,
that they
can go out
way into it. You know what I mean?
And even then they don't fucking know everything. You know, they have no idea that you can go out and buy a book from people that are way smarter than them and got way farther into that fucking order than them and have all of it, have all the information right then and there.
Yep. I'm going to start looking deeper into that. I actually got my hands on the Masonic Bible one time.
Oh shit, I got a couple books here in my library.
I mean the legitimate Masonic Bible that he got from his Masonic lodge.
Oh,
I know I'm
nah,
not going to say his name because it's highly against the rules for me to even look at it.
yeah, but I mean, without knowing the symbols and shit like that, you're not going to be able to fully decipher everything. I got a
Right.
couple Manly P. Hall books who got as far as you could get, sort of like Aleister Crowley, and then released the information to the world and explains the symbolisms, explains what the fuck was the master builder's name, the supposed fucking shit was all years ago for me. I've forgotten more fucking about this shit now.
Yeah, I don't remember the
first
Mason's
Mason,
name who built the pillars. I just remember the pillars themselves were Joachim and Boaz. Like one was built by the master, one was built by the apprentice.
The apprentice, yeah, exactly.
The apprentice built it. Like the apprentice got the message from
all
the
of that shit is
first.
All that shit is a metaphor for developing as a man and becoming a whole man, becoming godlike.
Yep, but it's also a metaphor for the student thinking that he was the master. And
yeah, well, no, that story, that story,
intricate. You know what I mean?
There's a few different fucking things about that fucking story as to what the fuck they could be saying.
Yeah,
but
sure.
But yeah, I mean, most of the Masons have no fucking idea what the fuck they're doing. That, you know, that they're performing ritual fucking magic, and whether or not they believe it or not, you know, you're doing something. The people with the money to investigate this type of shit are putting some sort of fucking stock in it for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta bust out that book one day. It's called The Secret Teachings of All Ages is one of them. It goes down basically all the philosophies from the history of fucking from the beginning of time.
Yeah, you're gonna have to let me borrow that.
I got some good ones, man. I got Codex Magica, but Text of Mars. It's all about our government and the fucking the backdoor dealings and the connections. The other one is They Dare Not Let Us Tell the People. Highly fucking recommended. Full of fucking white pages, facts, dates, times, names.
Yeah, that shit that you can't get anymore. They're fucking taking that shit directly off the internet.
Not so much the beginning of time, little mama. There, believe it or not, there was a time when we were just wandering the fuck around, having a good fucking time, doing whatever the fuck we wanted. But for a long time, for a very long time, yes.
Yeah, for the modern man, since the time of modern man, we've definitely been controlled. Yeah, Honey Badger confirms that it has to do with the gravitational pull. About the science. Human bodies made of water, yep, 80%. Little Mom confirms, yes, Honey Badger, indeedy. They give you a bit of truth and a ton of lies. Well, they don't even give you a little bit of truth. It's like they sprinkle in truth in a paragraph of lies. You know what I mean? There's no way. They're trying to make it impossible to even be able to distinguish the truth anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, it's sort of how it was for me when I was drifting through, you know, an overload of information, and you see the connections through the lies. You do start associating things, and it does, regardless, you can't hide the truth, and it is absolutely true. The more knowledge that you fucking seek and you get into yourself, the puzzle and the picture does fucking come together.
Yeah. Yeah, the truth will always find its way out, no matter what. I tend to believe that, even though it's just a belief. You know what I mean? There's been plenty of lies that have been told that are still ongoing. It's like a personal belief.
Hiram Abiff.
Hiram Abiff.
I had to get that off my fucking tongue. It just popped into my fucking brain.
Yep, that is definitely the dude. Yeah, when my friend, I don't remember what the deal was. I told him I'd do something. And he's like, all right, I'll let you look at my Bible real quick. And as soon as he gave it to me, I opened up to exactly the page that I wanted to see because I was looking for exactly specific information. And he was absolutely shocked that I went to that page in particular. And he was like, nope, give it back. Like, totally reneged on the deal as soon as he saw what I was looking at.
Yeah, I actually
Crazy.
I have a fucking Sephiroth tattooed on my leg sleeve from my my research into the Freemasonry and the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life. I incorporated that into my sleeve.
Yeah, I saw it.
We have
I like your pyramid and your sphinx.
it came together fucking marvelously.
Yeah, Shred's a killer, man. He's
For,
fucking good at what he does for sure.
so you guys can get a little bit of a picture of what I'm talking about. I got a tattoo of the Sphinx, the Great Sphinx, buried in sand. How they found it in Egypt.
Just
Um,
sticking out.
um, Backdrop in front of the Great Pyramid. Above that, I have a Quillipoth. It's the snake eating its tail. It's rising is the sun above the pyramid, and
I
he
think
sort
they
of got.
called it the Ouroboros too.
Oh yeah, the Ouroboros. There you go. I fucking got too many different symbols with different fucking obscure names. Yeah, the Ouroboros is the sun rising above the pyramid. I got a caduceus on one leg. Because I'm all about Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great. I try to be fucking thrice great every day. Definitely look into that, man. Some of the ancient educators and civilizers of the world.
Yeah, man. Anything that's referred to as heretic or hermetic that goes directly to Hermes Trismegistus.
Yeah,
I would
the Hermetic axioms was definitely hiding some very advanced science and philosophy.
yeah, for sure. For
But
sure.
people ask people.
Where the catechist symbol came from?
It was well, supposedly. I mean, some stories it was Hermes' fucking staff.
Yeah, the staff of Hermes.
Mhm.
But it's from a story where an old man is walking through the woods and sees two snakes having sex. So he tries to separate them with the staff, and they go up the staff, and that man becomes a woman for 7 years. Like super old trannies.
Some of the other symbolism is the rod represents power, the
Yep.
snakes represent wisdom, the wings represent action.
And there is another symbol that's very similar to the catechist, but it only has the one snake.
Yeah, that's the fucking the medical fucking symbol.
Yep. Because it's separating the two, and it's only the one. Super interesting, man. Super interesting stuff.
Then the back of my leg, I got a Babylonian fishman. I think his name is Oannes, which I always fucking dig. You know, I think I definitely we are water people. No matter what, we all life emerged out of the sea.
Oh yeah.
And as above, so below, the Hermetic axiom. From the sea we emerged to the great fucking sea in space. Outer space. We're gonna fucking go.
Mm-hmm. That's if anybody doubts that we are meant to be water, in the water, around the water. When you take a bath for too long and your fingers get wrinkly, what that is a natural response to the water so that you could still grip things.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it does. Those wrinkles become like super accentuated fingerprints so that you could still grip things.
The other thing too is most of the population of the world's hair. How it fucking separates and gets all stringy in the water. There's no resistance. It doesn't absorb the water. It doesn't fight the water. It moves with the water. It flows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's
dolphins. I've gotten to a few fucking arguments with people over dolphins, and they very well could be just like the apes, a distant cousin.
Oh yeah, I mean they're mammals, so they're definitely a distant cousin.
Shit, how deep have you looked into these motherfuckers, man? Like, besides the fact that they try to rape people, like they've done CAT scans
for fun.
It's deeper than that. They gave these fuckers CAT scans, and they found out that when a dolphin looks at another dolphin, they see an individual. They don't see dolphin, like
Yeah, right.
competitor, mate, threat. They see Bill, Chuck, Roger, and that shit really fucked my mind up.
Yeah, and the way that their sonar works and the way that their calls work,
Yeah.
that they actually call for help if they're in trouble. Yeah,
In some ways,
super
they're more advanced than us. Exactly.
Yeah. Dolphins and whales. I've looked into it a little bit, just curiosity, but I know dolphins are definitely way more advanced than science gives them credit for. It's just a fucking animal.
You can definitely look at nature and try to get a picture of where we're going.
And that even brings us to, did you see that they have documented gorillas entering the Stone Age? Primates entered the Stone Age using stone tools.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
Yep. Just like it's been documented well about them using tools, like a stick, a real thin stick to stick down in an ant farm, an ant hill, you know what I mean? But they're actually using stone tools now to like break open clamshells and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a gigantic step.
Well,
once
they're
they learn how to use tools, then here we go.
Yeah. Well, they're fucking advancing everything fucking by 10,000 years all the fucking time. They're finding pottery and fucking,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Land that, signs that animals were fucking broken.
Biden's holding his first White House press conference. His press secretary is right now.
Fuck him. We'll get him on Friday.
Yeah. I'm like, I've been super sucked into politics because there's been so much going on, every different angle. But right now, all that's left is to listen and watch. You know what I mean? To see, he will show his hand where he's going now. So now is prepare.
Yep, and just pay attention to which group is being called anti-government extremist this week, and figure out what group you're in.
Yep.
Which them, they, are you this week?
Yeah, they're definitely gonna make allies out of disparate views real fast.
See, dolphins are the assholes of the sea, and what are we of the earth? We're the cancer of the earth. Like the more you think about it, the more it's like, damn, man, those are our cousins. Those are our cousins. There's another thing about I'm pretty sure it came from Terrence McKenna, and he talks about how squid communicate and how they can turn their body into any different color that they want, and they communicate that way.
Yep.
And he points to that as to that could possibly be where we're evolving to. And I definitely, the more and more as time goes on with the emojis and the memes, the way that we're communicating already, where somebody on the other side of the world can look at the same meme as you, and it might not be in English, but you can understand the emotion that's coming across with the meme,
Yeah.
And we very well may be getting, eventually evolving to a point where we don't have to communicate verbally, where I'm going to look at you and know what the fuck you feel, what you mean, what you say. Because it's already, there's already examples of it here on the fucking earth.
Yeah. I think the emojis are most comparable to like the Egyptians.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it just makes them look even more advanced,
Yep.
They had a simplified,
look like fucking idiots by using those smiley faces.
But not so much though, because then you think about it, we're creating a new universal language that everybody can fucking use.
Yeah, regardless of what language you use in person. It's true. I mean, it definitely, like they say, music is universal. Emojis are definitely universal. But
of course, music is its frequency. That's fundamental. It's what we are. It's just vibration.
It's just a extension of that idea being emojis. But I just think to myself, like, whenever I'm in a conversation with somebody and they use excessive amounts of emojis, I know that they're a simple fucking prick,
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to bring something up. It's sort of on this subject too of animals feeling each other out. I read an article because I'm big into resonance research, energy, frequency, vibration. Anytime I see a news article about advancements in it, I click on it. And it was talking about mice feel each other's fucking pain, and they were giving medicine to one mice, and multiple mice were recovering because of with the medicine, as well as they would hurt one mouse, and others would start limping.
Wow.
So I was reading that and I was looking for advancements on fucking resonance, and it got to the bottom of the fucking article. The very last paragraph of this article frightened the fuck out of me, as they said that they're going to use this to create a fucking empathy drug, basically. Like, fuck the advancements in resonance and, you know, free energy, clap your hands and start your car and shit, stomp your feet and fucking power your house. We're gonna make these fucking mind control fucking drugs. That's where they're fucking going with it.
That's the end game. They need to control more of the population.
That link is it's on my Twitter. If you guys want to look at that, the article is from a couple days ago. But I mean, I'm sure you could just type into Google "mice feel each other's fucking pain," and the fucking article will pop right up for you.
Honey Badger says rapists, and people think they're paying to hug dolphins. They're really being sexually assaulted.
Again, people.
Yeah.
They just don't have porn. Cut them some slack. We're their porn.
Yeah, we are their porn. They're happy that you pay $25 to give them a hug. Biden gives me heartburn. He gives me fucking headaches constantly. Honey Badger says, think about skin color. Over time, people in hotter climates develop darker skin and kinkier hair to absorb and protect from the sun.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, the story of how Roman and Greek mythology, how they say that how that came to pass was a Heros who rides with his chariot and carries the sun up. One day, his kid stole the chariots, lost control over it, and the sun rose across fucking Africa and scorched the continent and created the fucking desert and burnt their hair and made them black. But I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's the same reason why the Asians are squinty, because they're right where the sun comes up every fucking day. That shit's been glaring in their eyes for thousands of years. But at the same time, why'd they stop going in water? Like, it's hot, you know? Why the fuck did y'all go so far away from the water?
Yeah. I've read some other writings recently about how mankind did not actually originate in Africa, but they think now that mankind actually originated in Australia.
Well, some of them, yeah, I know. There's pockets. There's definitely pockets. The Aborigines in Australia have been there for a very, very long fucking time. I'm pretty sure their blood is the closest to the fucking tribes of Israel. The actual tribes of Israel.
The what is it? 1, 2, 3 and me or whatever.
Yeah.
Anybody who does those, every single test comes back with a certain portion of Ashkenazi Jewish in their blood, every single person. So when you want to talk about the tribes of Israel and everybody,
don't get me started on fucking Meyer fucking what the fuck was their last name before they changed it to fucking Rothstein? They were the Steens. They were Rothsteins first, and then they became the Rothschilds. And now it's Sunbar Redstone. He's trying to be fucking Native American. Fucking shapeshifters.
One of the Rothschilds just died. One of the big bankers.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I was doing
time
some reading and they were saying
time for a new head of the seat.
Yeah, head of the table.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they said that it's looking like people came out of Australia because that's the only way to explain like the tribes on the islands in like Indochina and stuff like that. And that what were they saying? That's the only way to explain far enough back where like white people and black people were created instead of just one people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That they separated, and then that separation is what they consider the start from Africa.
Yeah. One group got pushed way up north into the mountains for some reason and had to cover up. Didn't see the fucking sun for fucking thousands of years and became pale and white.
Yeah.
Or went underground.
I say living in caves during the Ice Age. You know what I mean? Come out to hunt, and that's it.
Yeah. Never have your skin never sees the sun for years and years and years. It's definitely in the realm of possibility. I mean, it's also possible that we fucked Mars and had to bail from here too.
Yeah.
Who knows?
True. Honey Badger brings up the point that women who spend a lot of time together will eventually sync up with their menstrual cycles as well. It's because we're innately pack animals. We're not supposed to be individual animals. And they prove that with like marathon runners, with humans being able to run marathons and having sweat glands to keep their bodies cool while they're in, high exertion, high energy exertion for high amounts of time. Like, that's what we did, is we'd harm an animal, and then as a pack, we'd follow that animal for miles if we needed to get it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how we were able to eat as ancient people.
I like stoned ape theory an awful lot.
Yeah, I do too. I kind of do. But yeah,
it explains an awful lot of shit too. You know, like how the hunting and gathering how the agriculture came about. That they were nomadic. They were traveling around places, and eventually you realize after coming back to the same place a couple times that, hey man, shit grows pretty fucking good here. So why don't we just stay here for a little bit? And you end up with abundance, and abundance leads to greed and selfishness.
More time for advancing the actual culture, because you're not spending all your time hunting and gathering, and defending yourself from the perils of the world.
But just like we've said a few times, it's just you created good times. Good times creates weak men. Weak men create bullshit.
Yep.
And we've been on that cycle for a while now.
Yeah, and that kind of rolls right into my theory about the Aztecs and the Mayans and stuff like that too. Like the calendar was never supposed to be 2012. You know what I mean? That was just the end of that calendar, and then it rolls over and starts again.
Yeah.
But when it rolls over, it's a time of darkness, not a time of light. You know what I mean?
Spin that bitch like the Wheel of Fortune.
Yep. Great, good times, bad times. Now we're going into bad times.
I agree with you 100%, Honey Badger. That's why I think it's an outrage and inhumane to fucking put these masks on people. You're killing people's humanity, severing the connection that we have with each other, just by simply being able to read each other's expressions.
Mm-hmm. This is a good one, Honey Badger. I've definitely looked into this a lot, and it's 100% true that in 1917 the name of the royal house was changed from the German Saxe-Coburg and Gotha to the English Windsor. So basically, the Queen of England right now is a Gotha. Literally, she is a Gotha.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of making Gotha her family name, she chose Windsor, which was
glamorous.
The predecessor, because it was World War II and Gotha's German. So to stop the anti-German sentiment without making herself a target of anti-German sentiment, she just chose Windsor, which wasn't even her name. It was the house that predated her.
Yeah, who cares?
People don't know that shit though.
No, yeah, for sure.
Like,
of course
the
not.
Queen of England is German. But then again, I mean, you could trace almost all the monarchs back to Constantine, basically, right?
Oh, some earlier. Then you're getting into actual fucking bloodlines and shit before people started fucking conquering and fucking espionage came about.
I'm talking about basically since the fall of Rome, everything's been Constantine or Medici.
I don't know. I gotta look at a timeline and see when all this shit was going on in Mongolia with these Ashkenazis.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking Mongolia. It's crazy. If they didn't just stop, they would have taken over all of Europe too. There's a really good podcast by Dan Carlin. Dan Carlin's one of my favorite fucking personalities when it comes to history. He does a hardcore history where he just talks about it in regular terms. He doesn't like read from a book history. And he talks about like the absolute horrible things that have happened. Gives people, today's perspective on the past. It's really, really interesting. He does a really good podcast about the Mongols and Kublai Khan and Attila the Hun and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's where a lot of these little gems we talk about in the stream, you could definitely go out and find them yourself and, get more information for yourself. We're just throwing out little synopsises of them,
Yeah. Hopefully the audience will get from me that I definitely don't. I don't spew bullshit, and I don't say something unless I'm pretty damn fucking well positive of it. I definitely appreciate. I like having a reputation. So
Yeah.
absolutely, I'm definitely just dropping little hints, and
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go out and Google these things, and I definitely plan on eventually getting into some of these books that I have in my library here and freshening up myself as well as the group.
Yeah, I'm more of I'll see something that's super interesting and then I'll bring it to people's attention. You know what I mean? I won't decide one way or another. I'll be like, hey, that's really interesting. What do you think about that? You know what I mean? I do a lot of research on my own into my own topics, but most of those topics are not YouTube fucking sanctioned. So
Karma Sutra.
Those.
You trying to fucking get your legs over the top of your head or something?
Yeah. Trying to stand on the fence without falling on it and fucking wrecking myself, Yeah, I agree with that too, Honey Badger, that the mask wearing is most detrimental to the children right now because children read facial expressions, and that's a major part of their growing up.
Yeah. Yeah, I use the argument all the time when people try to talk about evil and these terms, these generalized terms for conditions that are taught and instilled in people that without to a kid everything is fucking amazing, everything is fucking sensational and stunning.
Yeah.
And then you come along and you say you give it a name. Exactly. You give it a name and then it's not amazing and wonderful anymore. It's just red. It's just a bird.
Yeah.
It's just the wind. Without you coming into that kid's life and putting labels and limits on things, who knows? Who knows where you could be if we have a whole generation that didn't know what gravity, that at least understood gravity, but was never, just didn't have these forces and shit instilled upon them.
I'm sure that science has put a child in a room by himself for his entire life.
Yeah, fuck, I'm sure. Yeah, you ain't lying. But at the same time, though, they're also talking about, they got wormholes and fucking,
yeah,
all sorts of telekinesis and fucking.
And people need to realize that the only way that these technological advancements and scientific advancements come to be is because they questioned the prior knowledge. They said, no, that can't be it. Let's find some more.
Or even if it is, fuck it. I'm just curious. I need to see for myself.
If that is it, then we know that that's settled, and we can move on to the next thing that's based off that settled science. You know what I mean?
But exactly. But it's just like, DNA evidence. Who knows what advancements will allow you to go back and make advancements on previous discoveries,
Exactly. And that goes just the same for detrimental, It could be used against just as much as it could be used for. That's why I've kind of always been against all these DNA tests. China's just building fucking servers full of DNA, trying to figure out what's going to kill Americans and not Chinese people.
If you don't think they don't already have at least something, I mean, at the very least, just drop a fucking nuke and they got hazmat suits. I'm sure they got some shit.
I was
They got
reading some
drones.
crazy
They got the
conspiracies
fucking drones.
I was reading some crazy conspiracies about the COVID and how they say that there's a chemical in green tea that supposedly blocks COVID, and that's why North Korea and China's numbers are so low. I'm like, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Their numbers aren't low. Their numbers are probably 10 times as high as ours.
Yeah.
But nobody dies in North Korea ever. It's 10.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody has ever died in North Korea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Magusta. That's what I think. I think they're using all this DNA research for nefarious purposes. It
Well, of
opens up
course.
so many doors.
These rich. Well, they actually China just announced yesterday, the day before, that they're fucking they're advancing on the fountain of youth. They're gonna fucking crack the fucking aging gene. Don't think that, once again, back to that club that me and you aren't in. Don't think that we're gonna be the ones that are gonna get to live forever.
Yeah, that shit's not gonna be free. You're gonna have to pay for that with your firstborn child.
Yeah, poor John Benet Ramsey.
Yeah. She made all this possible. Lynn Wood actually defended John Benet Ramsey's brother and made him a ton of money. Little side note for everybody. Everybody that says that Lynn Wood is some crazy crackpot, which he might be, he successfully defended a whole lot of people in his career, man. Richard Jewell, if anybody's watched those Netflix series about the Atlanta bombing, I know that it's not true to history, but the general idea is real. You know what I mean? The guy did get blamed for bombing people when he actually saved people. And Lynn Wood defended him for, I think he said 16 years before he got paid out.
And now here he is 20 years later doing it again.
Yep.
A man they said destroyed the country, and he really was saving us the whole time.
Yep. That's
if we only wouldn't have lost faith in the plan.
Right. That's what the bunny ears cultists think.
It was our fault. We lost faith.
If Linwood wouldn't have got kicked off of Twitter, it would have happened. Yeah, little did we know, Q was right. The arrests are coming. It's just us, not them.
Yep.
Maybe that's the Great Awakening, when the paddy wagons show up to everybody's front doors for simply voting for Trump.
Well, your boy didn't cast a vote this year, so I'll be on one of the late buses. But don't worry, they're not going to leave me running around out here for long.
Yeah, you're definitely second wave, right before the center Democrats.
Yeah, no, absolutely, me gusta. I mean, studying, I myself have long before the elites spirit cooking and all their bullshit came out, I tried to investigate what the fuck these people were allegedly doing, and find out that they're practicing. They're practicing just what black magic is. It's an opposite form of natural magic, which is some of the same shit where they
basically natural magic is healing. It's
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, exactly. So but for the same way that you could have sex magic and shit like that, they're just trying to pervert it and fucking invert it. But yeah, I mean, fuck, if you see me walking around with a plastic bag full of cigarette butts in my pocket, mind your business, because I ain't letting nobody get my fucking DNA. I've watched Forensic Files. I know this shit. They ain't getting me.
Right, I've seen First 48 for much longer than 48. Don't rat on yourself. That's the number one rule of First 48. Everybody they get them in a room. I did it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I learned that watching Cops as a very young man. You don't say a fucking word. Nada. Nothing.
Zip zilch.
I wish Trump would have figured that out. Shut the fuck up.
I wish Trump would have hit every single button that he was been staring at for the last year. Then
None of us would be here.
Because there'd be 80 million people that are still directly behind him. You know what I mean?
If he pushes every button that he's been staring at, the whole world is nuked.
Not the nuclear buttons. He needs Joint Chiefs for that one. There is no real button. You know what I mean? There's three or four buttons that have to be pressed at the same time.
Yeah, but I mean, the nuclear football is legit, though. It's probably a key or two and a fucking fingerprint or an eye fucking print.
Yep.
And then a code.
Well, yeah. Aside from starting nuclear holocaust, I wish he would have just expended all of his ammunition, man. Instead, he rolled. He rolled like a bitch. He fucking
Tootsie roll.
Yep, rolled over. I will never stop fighting for you. Okay, what do I got to do? You know what I mean?
This is for you. Now, I'm gonna need $50 a month for your MAGA subscription.
Yep. No, you cannot take that out of your fucking your stimulus. Stimulus checks not allowed. It has to be cold hard cash.
I definitely do want to touch on this, though, in this article. This Iranian national and New York Times contributor who supported multiple Democrats, including Biden, was arrested for acting and conspiring to act as an unregistered agent of the government of Iran in violation of the Foreign Agents Registration Act. Published in 2018, his latest piece from 2018 argued for a Trump-Rouhani summit. Other columns pushed for nuclear-armed Iran. How many China bots do you think we have in New York Times and CNN? Good girl. You're okay.
Yeah, that's eye-opening. The Iranian spy is a frequent New York Times contributor, and he's published half a dozen op-eds at the Times. That's huge. That's hugely eye-opening, considering that the motto for the New York Times is "Democracy dies in darkness." Exactly what part of employing an Iranian spy is democracy?
Well, I mean, they're fucking Chinese spies on that same side over there. A lot of them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How much of it is fucking unknowingly at this point?
Not just that, but they're planning on re-signing the Iran deal right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like we said yesterday, how long before Russia? Because they backed themselves into a corner on Russia. They can't be friendly.
And yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait for fucking Kamala to get her standing ovation for putting her fucking hijab on and bowing down to the persecution of fucking women around the world. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming soon.
Is she gonna wear her cop hat or her progressive voting hat?
The Russian share house video? I'm not sure I know what that is. Up to 453. 453 followers on Gab. Jump over to Gab if you need a place to speak freely. It's definitely gonna
Gab
be
is on its way. It's coming.
Yeah. I definitely think it's a move. Their platform and what they're trying to do. If they're not fucking idiots and they just do some common sense fucking shit, it'll be huge. It'll be fucking huge. People fucking need a place to where they can not only be themselves, but I mean, even most hateful fucking shit, there's at least some artistic value, some lesson there to like, hey, I don't like that. I shouldn't be like that.
But yeah, anybody that's legitimately spouting hateful comments, All they really have to do is talk to somebody. You know what I mean? Hateful ideology a lot of the time is disbanded with contact with the person that's directed, that you're directing the hate at. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The conversation that starts from that is what generally de-radicalizes people. Just like that the black dude that was meeting with KKK members, and like 35 different KKK members dropped out of the KKK because they actually met and hung out with the black dude. It's like all you have to do is know somebody to realize that that caricature that you painted of them isn't real. That's not a real person. That's just bad attributes in one fucking lump.
Tyrone told me he's gonna get me dunking in 6 weeks.
Right. Who knew basketball was so fun? But yeah, I forget the dude's name. Yeah, I forgot the dude's name. It's real interesting though, really noble. Instead of just hating people for hating you, you actually meet the people and de-radicalize them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely a plan for the government here from here on out.
Yeah.
Prison. Nope. You're a Trumper. You 6 months.
Honestly, they sort of are doing your little philosophy. They are forcing you to go live with the people you don't like. They're gonna put your ass in the prison, full of them. You got no choice. You're living in a box with them.
Yeah, but
get over it.
they're not facilitating conversations when people are free. That's the problem. They're blocking them off of Twitter, so they're completely separate, and there's no way for them to communicate.
They preach unity, but unity is absolutely detrimental to government.
Definitely, there can never be unity. Exactly, Hunter Badger. They need division. They need that shit because without it, they don't have the power. It's just them
exactly
putting forward the ideas that everybody agrees upon.
Yeah, the stupid ass
takes away their power.
Yeah, exactly. The focusing on focusing on focusing on little tiny groups. It just it takes up more time, and you're just spinning the wheels, not getting anywhere. You bring this group up, and then you go to a next group, and then oh shit, we left one behind. They're next, and you never fucking get anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Until the only thing that's left is the people that are making the decisions. They came for the labor unions. They came for the communists. Now they're coming for me.
Shit, they're coming for everybody. They're about to drop the fucking self-driving Ubers on the fucking road in force.
Yep.
They took our fucking job. You beat me. You beat me to it, you son of a bitch. You took my fucking job.
Honey Badger says government doesn't work without it. So very true. There's no need for a government if we all agree.
Exactly. Government
honestly,
would be obsolete.
I don't see a need for a government in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? It's like people forget that there was a confederacy of states before the Declaration of Independence was signed. Before our fucking Bill of Rights was signed. That there was government, but it wasn't centralized. Every state had their own government, and they worked together on the big shit. But they had to centralize because there was no way for the states to work together.
Zombie,
you know what I mean?
Lay down. You're okay.
All government's a lie. All government's a farce. Every vote is fucking suppression of somebody else's vote.
Cryptic with some peace and love.
If you got hate in your heart, let it out. If you don't like Will and Grace, that don't mean there's something wrong with you. That means there's something wrong with Will. He's a homosexual. If you got hate in your heart, let it out.
I don't think you should give two fucks about what anybody else is doing. Natural law, cause no harm, take no shit.
Yeah. But the whole take no shit part is the part that they're villainizing now. You can't defend yourself anymore.
Watch me.
Yeah, exactly. I will, but you will be judged afterwards. You know what I mean? There
I'm
is
just
no
gonna.
your ground, castle doctrine, all that shit's going away.
And on that day, I identify as a pregnant fucking immigrant, an endangered species. Tell me I'm not.
Prove it. I identify as a black midget, transsexual.
Platypus.
So my opinion should matter more than anybody else's.
I'm fucking endangered.
That's actually pretty close to true at this point. Yeah, for sure, Clayton Bigsby. We were talking about that on yesterday's podcast. That was probably the funniest skit comedy show in the history of skit comedy shows. Everybody laughed, like you were saying, Red. Every single person found that fucking hilarious, and it was based on race. Like now, you wouldn't be able to make that now.
Yeah, it brought people together. Absolutely.
And that's the whole thing. Like when we're all together with our buddies, our group in particular, we're from, we've said it a million times, we're from Chicago. We're from outside of Chicago. There is no like white section. You know what I mean? Everybody grew up together. I went to school with everybody. You know what I mean? Arabians, blacks, Mexicans, Indians, everybody is included in Chicago. Crazy. But when we get together and we're all, when we're all with our buddies and basically every race is represented, the racial jokes are the funniest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shit is hilarious. Everybody likes making fun of stereotypes. You know what I mean? Even white people. It's like, you fucking people, you're so stupid. You go swim with sharks. You know what I mean? Black people don't do that kind of stuff. Honey Badger says government means mind control. It's etymologically originated from the ancient Latin language. It splits into two words: governar, meaning to control, mens or mentis, meaning mind.
You've done some research. I love looking up roots of words.
Yeah, you can learn a lot from where the word came from.
The formula of language and how it's evolved over time.
And it's crazy that Latin is a dying language when basically, 3/4 of the English language is built off of Latin. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's the original. You know what I mean? Just like Aramaic. Can you imagine if we still spoke Aramaic?
Yeah, then everybody would be a fucking Dead Sea Scroll scholar. Exactly. They definitely don't want that.
Nope, not one bit. Honey Badger says, so government means mind control. The root of the word is mind control. So very true. It would be one thing if they just stopped there, though. If they just, if all they tried to do was control people's minds. But no, they're controlling their behaviors. They're controlling what time they can go out, whether they could sit in a restaurant or not.
Well, they fucked up, man. They fucked up and told us we were Americans. We got a little bit too fucking American.
Yeah. Now they're telling us when toilet paper is going to be available.
Yeah. Yeah. They had to rein us back a little bit.
I still stand by what I said yesterday. My first response to anybody telling me what to do is go fuck yourself. And that's what I believe is to be an American. That you can tell people to go fuck themselves. And they're trying to take it away. Now, anybody who says go fuck you, gulag. This whole reprogramming shit, AOC's fucking already supported legislation to free up money for reprogramming. What the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean? It's real simple if you actually look into it, but
Yeah, they're definitely not
He's
mincing words. They're not trying to hide what the fuck they're talking about.
crazy.
It is exactly. There's no need to read between any fucking lines here.
I hope all these fucking media personalities get fired like today. What good is Jim Acosta anymore? You know what I mean? They serve absolutely no purpose anymore if they're not destroying Trump.
Well, no, they're gonna destroy any opposition to Biden now. They still have targets.
Yeah, when they should be the opposition. They should be questioning power. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's their job. That is the job description of media. Speaking truth to power. Asking questions of the powerful. Shit's dead, man.
Because everybody they want to be Kardashians. They want to be the rich and powerful.
I want to see their careers end. I want to see all of their careers end right now. The Brian Stelters and the Cuomos and the fucking Don Lemon, who should go to prison for sexually assaulting people. I want to see that shit end. That will make me at least a little happy. All these fucking professional liars that have been in our lives for the last 5 years, every day, pouring shit down your throat. It's like they basically just made America Guantanamo. You're all stuck in Guantanamo now. So yeah, if you couldn't tell, I'm severely disappointed. I accept that Biden is our president, but I couldn't be farther from happy about it. I think they're all criminals. I think they should all be prosecuted. But the truth of Washington is the powerful protect themselves at all cost all the time. Even if they're not on the same team, they protect themselves. And that's it. They don't care about us. They never did. They never will. And just pushing through the Trump impeachment vote in 3 days when it took 9 months to get the stimulus bill passed. That should show everybody everything they need to know about what our government's really, consumed with.
Profits at all costs.
And eliminating opposition. It's never been about helping people, period. Honey Badger says, "Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitches." Truer words have never been spoken. We're there, man. Mad Max did take place in 2021. Little known fact. It's do as I say, not as I do. Rules don't apply to the enforcers. Exactly. And that's the problem with socialism and communism too, is that there is a ruling class. And if you think those people will not take advantage of their power, I got a fucking bridge to sell you, any form of government that creates a ruling class is it's doomed to fail.
Yeah.
Or doomed to take lives.
What Honey Badger's saying right now is definitely something that fucked with me as a child. I was don't mean to brag, but I was a pretty fucking smart kid, raised with a single mom who did not have the patience or the ability to answer fucking questions and to fucking give me the information and or put me on the path that I need to be on. And she would pull, the whole do as I say, do as, not as I do. And I just could not wrap my head around the fucking hypocrisy. And it just did not make sense to me. And I was disgusted with it. And it didn't stop there.
Yeah. Oh, no. That was just a crash course on the rest of the world. Doesn't make more sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's sort of why I have one of the philosophies that I do now, where I don't try to convince people. I'll just show you. I'll lead by example. I'm gonna do my thing and be fucking damn happy doing it.
Right. That was the joke when all the people got kicked off of Twitter. They're like, oh, everybody's just crying about being kicked off of Twitter. And it's like, no, actually, we're all having barbecues without masks right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are on Twitter still complaining. I don't think we'll ever know true freedom. I don't think anybody will. Except for that person, the first person that lands on Mars. You know what I mean? Only that person can do whatever the fuck they want anytime. Honey Badger says, the deeds you do may be the only sermon some persons will hear today. Francis of Assisi. St. Francis was definitely a real one. My grandma always had a St. Francis necklace on, always, every single day that she was alive and that I remember. People don't even learn about the saints anymore. You know, that used to also be like the curriculum growing up. You had to know the saints and you had to know why they were sainted. People don't know anymore. It's just more history just being lost. And a lot of it, I mean, yeah, of course it's religious, but the history, you know what I mean?
It's who we are.
Yeah.
It's where we've been. It's where we're going.
I think that's my biggest problem with the, modern times is just the deletion and overlooking of history. Do you know that the Berlin Wall, they called it the anti-fascist wall?
I did not know that.
See, these nuggets are invaluable, man. History. You gotta know your history to know where you're at and how you got there and where you're potentially going tomorrow, you know? None of this shit's new. A lot of it is shocking because, it hits you in the face, but none of it's new. When we do find out about shit, it's usually 30 years later.
COVID. It's the chronic.
Yep. Honey Badger says lots of unfinished walls scattered around the globe.
Don't worry. They're working on them.
Yep.
They're working on them.
Walls don't stop everybody.
Walls don't stop shit. They just a target.
Thing is, you need somebody to secure it still. Just the wall itself is nothing. Just like Washington right now, There's walls everywhere. But if there was no National Guard there standing behind the wall wouldn't mean shit. Everybody's afraid of the bullet, not the wall.
Yeah, mob mentality works both ways. So everybody in the mob is afraid that they're the one that's going to eat the bullet and not get to fucking live to tell the tale and get all the clout.
Exactly. Can't clout chase if you're dead.
I learned that lesson in the streets a long time ago. Being a larger, rough and tumble man, have many instances where people, groups of 4 and 5 try to hop out and, intimidate you or scare you. And after a while, you start to notice the fear in each and every single one of their eyes, and you realize that every single one of them thinks they're terrified that they're going to be the one that gets dropped.
Yep.
And after a while, I stopped running from people. It's like, why should I run and get tired and have to fight them anyway when I could just fight them all with everything that I got and walk away?
Yeah. It's called I can't think of the right word.
Give you an ocular pat down, read and react.
Yep. Yeah, you fuck. The eyes are the windows to the soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go AFK for 1 minute as I pack a bowl. Feel free to drop some knowledge on these fools.
I'm still trying to look up that fucking word for the technique that the CIA was doing to fucking basically they're using it for like spy techniques and shit where they would have a person imagine a room somewhere that he's never been and shit, and they would like fucking get layouts and fucking blueprints or even imagine documents and shit. I think it's like automatic something. Auto something, I think it is. I just cannot for the life of me remember. But I know as soon as we're done streaming, it's gonna fucking pop into my head, just like that Hiram Abiff did fucking 10 minutes fucking later, 20 minutes later. But if I do remember what the fuck it's called, I'll write it down on my whiteboard to fucking bring up for next time. Because I can't find nothing on a quick fucking multitask search right now. I'm gonna have to dig into some of my books to try to get a clue what the fuck they called it. So it might be victim of the great Google erasures.
Yeah.
It's a lot of shit I can't find. A lot of shit that was very easy to find once upon a time.
Yeah, we already talked about the astral projection ninja. That's where they had them try to send their soul to a different place.
But it's a different word. Yeah, it's a technical scientific term that the CIA is using. There's a few different varieties of, I guess, astral projecting, and I'll fucking remember it fucking sooner or later. But
yeah.
I want to drop the term so you guys could Google it and actually find the actual fucking information and fucking research and experiments on it.
Right. Yeah, because it's not just a astral projection conspiracy thing. It's literally in white papers in the CIA and the FBI.
Yeah, with examples of them repeating these experiments, and if you scientific method at all, it's all we really got to go for. If you can repeat it, it's true for now until we can't repeat it.
Yep. Magusta says too many walls, not enough bridges.
Well, shit. It looks like most of the population's busy burning whatever bridges there are.
Yep. They don't want unity. Unity has never been an actual objective. They just want to cancel.
Well, for one, that's human nature. For two, we're Americans, so we're fucking human nature on fucking steroids. Everybody's a greedy fucking wants to be on top of everybody,
Yeah.
Everybody's self-centered as fuck.
Little Mama says, yeah, more bridges so we can get the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah. Build the bridge.
Yeah, you might be right, man. All these walls, they're not to keep people out, they're to keep people in.
I said that shit immediately when this motherfucker started talking about walls. Immediately. I was like, man, the way I see it, and I was even seeing it fucking then too with all this fucking illegal immigration shit, it's not like we're getting the cream of the crop, because the people that were successful and doing well in Mexico, they're still in Mexico, know.
Leave.
So it's like sooner or later we're gonna be trapped in here with all this shit, whether you fucking like it or not. We're creating our government was already creating a prison state on top of all the other shit. That the wall is it's detrimental just as much as it is protecting us. We're fucking stuck in here too,
Ninja says Dr. Fred Bell was on some shit using crystals and pyramids.
What you know about orgone energy?
Me personally, nothing.
It's another thing that some people say is a crock of shit, but also we're talking about magnetism, minerals, real matter with real fucking effects.
I've been like semi interested in crystals in the past, but not for like those uses.
Yeah,
like
crystal.
Like,
yeah. Most
stuff like that, the crystals themselves, they have the capability to store memory in the crystal. You know what I mean?
The fucking
it's
microchips and shit.
been
Yeah,
invented yet. You know what I mean?
yeah.
There's no mode to retrieve the information back out of it yet.
Yeah, what
vaguely familiar with crystals and some of the
yeah.
theology behind them, or whatever the right word is there, but not on that same wavelength. You know what I mean?
The orgone shit, it's basically like a polymer made up of a bunch of different metals and minerals and shit, and protect, like, helps balance your fucking chakras, keep you aligned, wards off fucking energy vampires and shit, like negative people that are just the naggers of the world that just want to hate and fucking shit on everything that you're fucking doing and be miserable and bring you into their misery.
You mean Democrats?
Yeah.
Just joking, guys. Just joking. Even though I'm not, Democrats are miserable pieces of shit usually. It's porn, fear porn, death porn. You know what I mean? Everything negative, they fucking live off that shit.
Mm-hmm.
200,000 dead.
Because they need to desensitize you for what's coming.
Exactly. Like we said earlier before the cast started, how many people died today?
Like they really need you to be fucking terrified of the person next door, so when they kick in the door, nobody goes to help them.
Yeah, so you cheer them and you say, "Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy."
They're the little one's getting out the back door.
That's really, if Anne Frank, if that shit was today, there would be very few people that hid that little chick in their attic. I'm telling you, very few. There'd be a lot more George Soroses and a lot less Anne Franks.
Well, unless they're trying. I mean, yeah, unless they're trying to fucking feel the bitch up. You know what I'm saying? If we're looking at it in that way, there might have been plenty of people looking to hide a little bitch in their attic for a while.
Yeah,
I mean, let's really think about what we're saying here.
But that's the story about George Soros. That's how he got rich.
I don't have that much fucking I don't think have that much disdain or negative thoughts for most of the population. I think that people put up a tough fucking act. Everybody wants to be a hard ass or a cool, a tough motherfucker basically. But when they're alone and put in a circumstance to do the right thing, most people, as of at least where we are now, most people still have that that touch of humanity and will do the right thing. Definitely not all. Maybe a 55, fucking, or a 60-40 ratio, but I still think the majority of people will do the right fucking thing.
See, I see myself as an optimist most times, and you're being way more optimistic than I am about that.
Yeah, because shit, I mean, me myself, even at my absolute worst, I was a menace to fucking society, but I still didn't appreciate fucking injustice. You know what I'm saying? If you gave me a hard look, I was liable to knock your fucking block off. But just the same as if I noticed you fucking up our neighborhood or fucking with somebody that, you know what I'm saying, that couldn't defend himself.
Somebody that was down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you on that. I think that they're doing a good job of attacking that feeling, though. Like you said, you have to be okay with turning in your neighbor because that's what's going to be demanded soon.
Turn in your parents. It's the new fashion.
Yeah, that little fucking bitch. Every time I see you post about that chick, I just get angry. It's just like in the mafia trials when the fucking grandson turns in the fucking leader of the mafia that's his grandfather. Mm-hmm. Like, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fucking human waste. I don't give a fuck if he's a serial killer. Blood is supposed to be thicker than water. You lock that fucker in the basement, you don't turn him into the cops. That's
I wouldn't go
my extreme point of view.
I wouldn't go so far. I fucking I didn't talk to my mother for a fucking decade before she died, and she died when I was like fucking 23, 24. Maybe even before. I don't even know how long she's been fucking dead. But, I definitely am not going to go around and say you definitely have to stick by motherfuckers that, you know, I'll be the first. It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. If you got to cut a motherfucker off, cut those motherfuckers off. But for what she turned her parents in for is inexcusable and disgusting.
Right. Yeah, and that's
shameful.
What I'm talking
shameful. About. But yeah, I mean, fuck.
Absolutely shameful. Especially if it's nothing. You know what I mean? Like I said, serial killer is one thing. That's extreme. I mean, but going to a party, you know what I mean? Having a speakeasy right now, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. If you're turning in your family members for going out and having a good time, you deserve that whatever the fuck's coming your way. Because juju is coming. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That karma will be back.
I mean, you do go and burn all your bridges. You better make sure that you're comfortable and equipped to survive alone.
Yeah, exactly. You better be fucking prepared to survive on an island because that's exactly where you're going to be. Ninja said that Dr. Fred Bell was on the Jesse Ventura show, talked about Tesla's death rate, and he dropped dead the next day.
Really?
That's one of those shows that is the must watch if that's the case. What did he die of, Ninja?
Yeah, that's a must watch. Was it COVID or was it suicide?
I think it was before.
Or did his plane crash?
I'm vaguely familiar with the guy. Magusta says that's exactly what I thought, not to keep them out, but to keep us in.
Yeah, I like where your head's at.
Ninja says 100% to keep us in.
Absolutely. That was my thought immediately. Orgonite, yes, the orgone energy. It's definitely some science there. I don't definitely 100% believe it, but I don't think it's a crock of shit. I've definitely thought about buying some and just checking it out for myself, wearing an orgone pendant for a little bit and seeing how it reacts. Yeah, exactly. The man that created the orgone energy, he had some interesting. He built a box and sit in it, just like what is the type of the convection ovens or whatever the fuck. Yeah, you can sit on those and they energize your fucking body and they heal your muscles and shit. That guy,
look into that.
That guy Gerard Morin that was trying to build the Tesla generator. He was doing the shit with those fucking those ovens, man. He would sit on it and fucking it would heal him. You know, good for arthritis and soreness.
Ninja says I have an orgone plated pyramid I wear on my head.
Is it heavy?
Like a pendant, or is it like a cheesehead hat?
Well, they sell some of them that you can keep them around your house and shit, like crystals. But then they do sell pendants and shit as well.
Is that the same general idea of those bracelets? Those what were they?
It's not solid metal. It's not like the copper or anything like that. It's it's a bunch of different metals and minerals, and you can get them customized for your imbalances or whatever is important to you, and then they put it together in this mold basically, and it's multiple different fucking functions and shit depending on what you have put in it.
Little Mama says I have a tinfoil hat.
Well,
I had a tinfoil hat for about the last 6 months. I'm not gonna fucking lie.
Most of the people when that term came out and those people were getting made fun of, genuinely most of the shit that they were talking about is true and in our fucking face. Like I told, as soon as I started realizing that this was Agenda 21 in full force, I think I put on Twitter that dust off your fucking your aluminum foil hats. It's time.
A lot of people are worried about 5G.
Honey Badger's dropping some orgone facts.
Yeah, orgonite basically is a substance which functions as a self-driven, continuously operating, highly efficient energy transmutation device, drawing in energy, life energy, and transmuting it into positive energy. It's interesting.
It's worth looking into, absolutely. I mean, what the fuck else are we doing here besides fucking ripping each other's heads off,
Yeah, for real. Cryptic Ninja says he died of natural causes the next day. So yeah, that's definitely an interview to listen to very carefully. Then.
Yeah, for sure. I love one of my favorite quotes is Tesla's. If you want to understand the mysteries of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. It's a big eye opener for me.
For sure.
And helped me towards my path of towards natural law. And then I discovered Thelema. You know anything about Thelema, Blizz?
No.
It's a mixture of basically natural law and science, a mixture of philosophy and science, basically. Crowley had something to do with, what was that bitch's name? Madame Blavatsky. She was a big fucking purveyor of it. I think she actually wrote like fucking one of their Bibles. I forget what the fuck it's called. I gotta go through all my old books and touch up on all my old research. But Thelema, to me, seems like the most logical fucking religion for a fucking an intelligent fucking culture to fucking move forward. It's very, very fucking interesting. And again, they came up with this shit a long fucking time ago, which is even more amazing, is how smart people have been for so fucking long.
Yeah. I mean, there's no denying it, man. There's star maps from before there was written language. You know what I mean? There's no questioning that they weren't fucking Stone Age spear hunting fucking cavemen. That's true.
Maps of the world, maps of fucking Antarctica before there was covered in ice.
And there's like we were talking about yesterday with Graham Hancock and the other guy that you were talking about. What was his name?
Terrence McKenna.
Yeah, Terrence McKenna, talking about the pre-Clovis cultures. You know what I mean? Because obviously Clovis is real. They proved it. They found the artifacts. It's 100% legit. You know what I mean? But there's now they're finding evidence of pre-Clovis culture.
Yeah, I mean they're what they're doing now in the Amazon with this LiDAR, where they're flying over the fucking top of the.
So much shit now.
They're finding cities, huge fucking cities
that were just swallowed by the rainforest.
Yep.
Little Mama says those are the type of people who would not be able to survive on their own. Exactly. That's the whole point. Those are the people that are burning all their bridges are the people that need other people to survive.
All the people crying for a purge are the ones that can't change a tire.
Exactly. There's going to be a resurgence in fucking mechanics.
Never used a fucking handheld can opener, or or never had a broken can opener and fucking busted a can open with a fucking butter knife.
Yeah, they have no idea how to open a can without a can opener. You know
Stabbing it 100 times with a screwdriver.
Right? Fuck it, we're ordering out.
I'm hungry. I'm getting in this all I got is powdered milk in this one fucking can.
Honey Badger says our bodies are made of water, so if you're directing negative energy, the water will have a negative effect on body, vice versa with positive energy, like the rice test. Hado, Hado. Hado creates words. Words are the vibrations of nature. Therefore, beautiful words create beautiful nature. Ugly words create ugly nature. This is the root of the universe, Dr. Masaru Emoto.
It's on your point, are you aware of experiments with talking to plants and playing different types of music to plants and how these frequencies affect the growth and the life of these plants? How beautiful, inspirational music or even like opera make plants grow well. And I'm not even talking about like somebody singing. I'm talking about like a speaker placed in front of it. And then they play some music like death metal, and the plant wilts. And something along with that same sort of experiment that blew my mind was that there's one that has vegetables and plants giving off frequencies when we cut them and shit. That they're basically screaming in pain when we slice these motherfuckers open. And I like to throw that argument in the face of all the vegans.
All the vegetarians and the vegans, exactly.
Yeah.
You know that it's alive, right? Plants are alive. That's accepted.
That tomato is literally screaming at you.
Oh, you're gonna break their little hearts, Red. Little Mama says, "I'm gonna order me one of those boxes, one of those boxes to sit on that Ninja was talking about, or that you guys were both talking about."
Yeah, the little convection. Well, the orgone box, yeah. But I mean, you could get the little convection fucking oven coils and just sit on that.
I think I got one. How weird would you think I was if I sat on a convection oven all the time?
No, you can. It's fucking not hot.
Right? Yeah, no, it's definitely not. It's just weird. Honey Badger says, if someone yelled at you day in and day out for years, you'd likely develop cancer. No shit. That's why a lot of prisoners end up with cancer, because all the negative energy in the air of the locked box. That's a really good fucking point. What is Hado? Hado, pronounced Hado. Expression meaning wave and move. The smallest unit of energy, the basis of energy for human consciousness. Yeah, I mean, basically, your brain is just a supercomputer. You know what I mean? Highly technical supercomputer. Honey Badger says, "Yes, sir, I am familiar with the what were you saying? The plants?
Yeah, the plants, fucking how they accept frequency and they actually emit frequency."
The thing that I remember the most about frequency experiments was when they went to bed
in the garage,
and the chants, the tones and the vibrations from the chants of the monks, they put I believe it was sand or rice on a copper plate, and they just they just poured it all over the copper plate, and then the monks started chanting in their chants, and the sand actually moved to form a picture, not like a picture, but a like a diorama, I guess, or like a completely symmetrical image. You know what I mean? Like a sacred geometry, or I'm trying to think of the right word.
Fractal, a fractal pattern.
You remember that toy when you were a kid with the little gears where you put the pen in the gear? Yeah, like a kaleidoscope kind of thing. So each tone would create a different image. So, I mean, if you want to talk about resonance and tones and sound, like there's actual physical proof that you can look at. I mean, you could even go to the Bible, you know, the walls of Jericho were brought down by horns. Like, what do you think that means?
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. I actually just watched an interesting movie about this guy who had a condition where he would like see things in like different colors and shit. Like he would see numbers in different colors, and it would help him. Like he was basically getting into fucking being a detective and shit. But he could see when he would look at a painting, he would hear it. Yeah. And it was pretty cool how they fucking did it. They showed him looking at the painting, and then it would just like drift off. He would focus on it, would like drift off the wall, and it was fucking interesting. You know, made my imagination run for a little bit.
Yeah, I love seeing shit like that, man. And I mean, there's been countless cases of people over the years who, like, great mathematicians, see colors instead of numbers. You know, they say that Kanye sees color and sound, even though I believe that's a lie. I think he's just fucking crazy.
I have been known to hear pudding.
Yeah, right. I smell cheese sticks. Honey Badger says everything is based on vibration, and this is why they're using magnets to fuck with our brains. I can see that. I mean, what is gravity but magnetics? You know what I mean?
These fucking magnets and these headphones on my head right fucking now.
Yeah. Ninja says Dr. Emoto is legit. That's the doctor that Honey Badger was quoting earlier. Curlian photography, check that out. Is that where they take pictures of people with like their legs cut off and you could still see their arm? There's, you know, if they have their arm cut off, you could still see the outline of an arm there. I could be totally wrong. But I do remember seeing a study like that. That was mind-blowing to me at one point. Honey Badger said kind of like what we're talking about with Mercury and retrograde magnetism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And these cosmic forces are huge, gigantic forces. You know what I mean? You think about the moon. The moon is supposedly a dead planet. You know, it's dead. There is nothing there, and it still affects our entire our planet.
Still got to figure out why the fuck that thing's hollow and why it rings like a bell.
Yeah. Right? There's a Nazi death camp inside of it. Honey Badger says it's called chromesthesia. What's that? Oh, never mind. Honey Badger answered. Chromesthesia, another common form of synesthesia, is the association of sounds with colors. For some, everyday sounds such as door opening, car honking, or people can trigger seeing colors. Yeah, and I've also heard about people that even in 4G, people that are so like, I don't know if it's tuned in or susceptible or whatever it is, whatever their issue is that the actual field that the cell phone towers make, it hums in their heads. You know what I mean? It's like a sound that you can't turn off, and they literally have to move away from civilization. And it's like it's legit. It's an actual medical condition. I don't remember off the top of my head because I'm just spitballing here, but it's crazy.
I do get weird low pitched fucking ringing in my fucking ears out of nowhere from time to time.
Honey Badger says it captures the phenomenon of electrical coronal discharges. Oh,
it's fascinating.
Kirlian photography. Is the Kirlian photography? Is that where people talk about like what color your aura is?
You an indigo child, Blizz?
Am I an indigo child? No. I think I'm more mathematically focused than artistically focused. You know what I mean? More right brain than left brain dominated. I think indigo children are definitely more left brain dominated. I like logic. You know what I mean? Common sense and logic. I build almost all of my ideas, or like discrediting other ideas. If it's not logical to me, I can't buy into it. You know what I mean? If it's out there, then it's like, I don't know, show me something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, space and infinite possibilities, if you can imagine it, it's got to be out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
So why stop imagining? Because who knows, as the universe is expanding, it could be, just like your imagination, it goes on forever.
Right. No, yeah, I haven't stopped imagining. I still do use my imagination quite a bit, and I still do, make connections between things, but I wouldn't go and preach it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't go tell other people to look at it this way, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? If I'm confronted with a falsehood, I revert back to logic every time. Like, that can't be true. Look at this. You know what I mean? I don't doubt that indigo children are out there, that people are way more in tune with the fucking universe than I am. You know what I mean? And much the same way that we were talking about yesterday with mushrooms. Like, I've never broken down my ego with mushrooms. I just fucking laugh a lot and my face hurts afterwards. Some people actually take that dose and it changes their entire way of viewing the world. Yeah. I just saw some pretty cool shit. You know what I mean?
I still haven't reverted back yet. It's lasted 7 years. I've definitely, I definitely, need to re-up from time to time, but it's
right.
It's lasted
in itself. That I've never seen that, even though I have taken those hero amounts of shrooms. You know what I'm saying? I think just some people are
Well, the other
more
thing too is
susceptible or wired that way. You know
these motherfuckers were fresh too, like literally fresh picked, just dried.
Yeah, and again, I've never prepared
were,
myself for that journey either. I just go to a party. I'm like, let's have fun, you know.
Yeah.
To actually reach that state, you have to prepare yourself. You know, the fasting and all that stuff, it's legit. Like, you have to do those things if you want to get through. You know what I mean? You have to prepare your mind, your body, and your soul if you want to leave that. You know what I mean? If you want to go to a higher plane. At least that's the way I think about it, because I've never been there. I've never done it. I've never really tried to do it, but I know that it hasn't happened by just the circumstance. And I have absolutely nothing bad to say about mushrooms and psychedelics, as long as you're doing it, you know, responsibly and or safely. Because I have no doubt that you could take a certain amount, a certain heroic dose, and there is no coming back from it. You know what I mean? Like acid, I've had friends that have taken
acid,
too much
yeah,
acid
but
at one time,
but that's a different.
Gone.
But acid is a fucking man-made substance. Psilocybin is natural. It's gonna just naturally dissolve into your fucking body and go away. LSD for sure. That's some genetically modified bullshit.
Yeah, but
it's not real.
I believe that even natural substances could short circuit the brain.
But I mean, all it was really going to do is make your brain too connected. And you literally become the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think you can truly fucking overdose like that. I definitely, you hear about it with fucking acid.
Yeah. Acid for sure. Like, definitely.
I don't know. I mean, I know some people that have suffered from bad trips and had lasting effects, but I sort of feel that the mushrooms are trying to tell them something, you know, knowing these people and knowing that things aren't all right in their life. I think you're being told something that, you know, if you're seeing a bunch of bugs and shit everywhere, that maybe that's what your life is. And that's what your subconscious and the mushrooms are trying to tell you. But you got some work to do.
Yeah. And if you're not prepared to go down that path and you thrust yourself into that path, it could definitely do some damage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the general idea of what I was trying to say. Not that I know people don't always come back the way they went in sometimes. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the point when you're ready for it. That's, you know, moving to the next level. Some people get shoved to the next level when they shouldn't even be on the level they're on.
Joe Biden.
Yep. It comes full circle.
Circle. Feel the flow. Feel it.
I'm just, every time I see one of these mobs start gathering, I'm just waiting to see like Rob Schneider jump out and be like, "Oh, so we were wrong. Okay, everybody, let's go home." You know, like all the Rob Schneider movies where there's a mob going after fucking Frankenstein. Oh, I guess we can go home now. Like, that never happens. The mob never goes home. They never realize they're wrong, and they never go home. They're gonna stay there no matter what. Even if they know they're wrong, they're not done till someone burns.
Or the last TV has been loaded up.
Exactly. There was a great Hotep Jesus and the Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus. Hotep has his own podcast, and they were talking about the Capitol riot, and they were talking about how it is completely different, how everybody's looking at the Capitol riot compared to the riots all over the country. And they were like, the white man actually, he went and took the house. The white man went and took the actual Capitol building. He said the brothers, they all just went and hit up Walmart and got some new Jordans and flat screens. They didn't care about them. No one cares about Walmart. The white man took it to exactly who he had a problem with. And took that shit over.
Yeah. And it's again, we were talking about this yesterday. That's why they need to get rid of that warrior fucking culture that they created.
Yeah, the people that are actually built on principle and will fight to save that principle, that cannot exist in this society. There can be no warrior. There can be no righteous warrior.
Or take the path. You take the path of the warrior monk, and you go for a path of fucking discipline.
Yeah,
all is not lost
until you
exist.
That's the way.
Yeah, but I mean that's how resistances work. That's how wars are won. Guerrilla warfare. You're not gonna go out and fucking change the world, but you could influence fucking 10 or 15 people that are gonna influence 10 or 15 people that are gonna raise their kids a little bit better. Think small scale. Be the the microcosm in the macrocosm.
Right, that's what they call the butterfly effect, right? A butterfly flapping its wing in Japan can cause a fucking hurricane in England.
The microcosm and the macrocosm is we are the microcosm inside. We are the universe inside the universe. We are the microcosm within the macrocosm.
Yeah, and I mean you can find all kinds of shit that supports that. Just the cell itself is a fucking microcosm of the universe.
Mm-hmm. And again,
in your eye is a microcosm.
Again, back to the ancient Hermetic axiom of as above, so below.
Yeah, exactly. From the smallest scale, the most minute scale, all the way to the largest scale. It's all the same. Relativity. E equals MC squared means more than just letters and equal signs. Everything is relative, and that goes right back to the butterfly. You know what I mean? If you spread an idea here, there's no way to stop the ripples once it gets spread.
Yes, you better you better be damn sure of your ideas before you go spreading them.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I tend to ask more about other people's ideas than say what my ideas are. You know what I mean? Besides Trump, because I totally bought in. He wasn't the fucking flood, man. He was the dam. Now the flood's coming. I hope everybody's ready.
I bought into Ron Paul, and I paid attention, and I saw what they did to him, and
what they're still doing to him.
And I was like, yeah, that's any, and that was long before I ever had any deep dives or ever even saw a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
that was sort of one of the things that allowed me to connect the deep state shit, with a little, growing up through 9/11, but then actually seeing a real candidate that had the military behind him and all the universities are behind him, a real movement.
Yeah,
the Bernie before Bernie, the Trump before Trump, and he said, "Hey, you're not invited to a debate."
No, yeah.
Wait,
not part of this.
Oh yeah, you're on the debate. You're not on camera. The 3 debates that they let him go to, they asked him like 3 fucking questions.
Yep.
Oh, you want to legalize prostitution? And
nope,
what the fuck are they talking? But what are they talking about doing now? You want to legalize drugs? What are they doing now? Oh, you want to give people mushrooms? Yeah, it's great for depression. It's fucking wonderful for you.
It's fucking crazy, man.
Another motherfucker vindicated. Ahead of his fucking time, a pioneer.
You could literally go to Portland, buy heroin, and shit on the street legally right now. Fucking upside down land, clown world to the nth degree. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the heroin fucking aspect of it is just fucking ridiculous. And I know they've been doing that in fucking Denmark for a long fucking time, where you could just go shoot up at the park. They'd rather have you shooting up in a safe space than sharing needles. Was their philosophy, their logic for it.
Yeah, and I mean, any true libertarian believes that the person's responsible for their own choices, no matter what they are. But
fuck, I'll raise you straight up low in minds. Don't fucking just avoid all conflict. Be zen. When 2 forces are coming together, instead of impacting, try to meet an understanding, and if all else, go your separate ways.
Sideline.
React, yeah. fucking go the opposite directions.
The best advice right now for the state that we're in right now, this very minute, is keep your fucking head down. You know what I mean?
Yep, keep your head down, but at the same time, don't be a fucking recluse and go fucking further, go further into the depths of cabin fever.
Yep.
The answer is going the fuck outside and seeing people and being around people and smiling and laughing.
Yeah,
that's the fucking answer.
Start in your neighborhood. Start on your block. Start with the house directly next door to you. You know,
shovel your fucking neighbor's fucking sidewalk or fucking do something. Interact with some fucking folks or interact with us. Jump in the chat. I mean, this is fucking great.
Yeah, for sure. It's serving a purpose for us personally, as well as putting it out in the world for anybody else that might want to capture one of these ideas, you know.
Realizing that, you're not alone, or, in the way that you think, or even that people are out there thinking and researching shit that you've never fucking heard about.
Straight up blowing mind says, I'm a happy medium, ride the middle kind of guy myself.
Well, you seem like an extra medium to me.
A medium.
I'm a 3X myself.
An XM.
Well, depends on the shirt. I'm a 2X. I did lose a little bit. I didn't gain the COVID-19.
I've been gaining the COVID-19 for the last 20 years consecutively. I'm like a 2X now. I don't care though. I never really put too much into my fucking image. I know I should be more healthy, but I'm super lazy. So
yeah, well, motherfucker, you're going to be the first one that's going to probably have to run and hide. So you better you might get into some PT.
I'm going to knock out the first one at the door, and then I'm going to be gone.
They got your votes and your posts. They know you. They took down your streams. All my shit's still up. I'm under the radar.
No, I won't be first. I won't be immediately first because I didn't call for death. I've always called for peaceful. Always. You know what I mean? Crime is still crime no matter what. I don't give a fuck who commits it. You know what I'm saying? And I've always stood by that. So I won't be the first one, but I won't be the last one. That's for damn sure. I'm a close second because I am a Trump supporter, but I did not advocate for violent overturning of anything. Honey Badger says, like we discussed last week, sitting down to a meal with friends is one of the best experiences. Food is everyone's language and brings people together, especially culturally.
Shit, especially if you make that shit yourself.
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
Have a whole little fucking spell going there, a little bit of ritual magic.
Right, exactly. Like the same thing like we were talking about with playing music to plants. Like putting love into the preparation of a meal, it definitely affects the energy. You know what I mean? Definitely. I appreciate eating meals that are prepared, in a loving way. Like
that's some Julia Child fucking deep cuts right there.
Hell yeah. Way ahead of her time. Her voice was so annoying though.
She was frightening too towards those last days. Fucking PBS Studios, they did like some mixes. They did one of her, one of Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers. And if you're ever on some fucking psychedelics, check out those fucking videos, man. Especially the Mr. Rogers one. It's called Garden of the Mind. You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind.
Yeah,
it's the jam. It's my shit.
I'll have to check that out. The two things that I remember the most about watching while I was taking psychedelics. First time I was in college, and I watched Fantasia 2000 with Pink Floyd playing simultaneously, and I was fucking like blown away. Just at like the crescendos when the waves were crashing and shit like that. That shit was too much. Like, there's no way that shit wasn't designed that way. And then the second thing I remember watching was the most recent time that I took mushrooms. We watched Cool World, and that was fucking great. You know, the mixing of cartoons
Mhm.
and regular live action. That shit threw me for a loop, and I was laughing my ass off.
Definitely had some good times watching it, but nothing has been self-serving as Silent Darkness and fucking going all sorts of fucking places.
Yeah, like the deprivation chamber kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Which is weird, man. I used to fucking do shit like that when I was a fucking kid in the bathtub. Fucking lay in the tub with my ears under the fucking water, put a rag over my face, and just nap.
Yeah.
I also fucking waterboarded myself, I guess, back in the day. Turn the fucking faucet on. It's like, man, where the fuck did those thoughts come from? Turn the fucking lay in the tub, turn the fucking the tub thing on, rag over the face. It's just fucking around. 20 years later, 13 years later, going up like, that's a thing? They torture people doing that?
That's how they get truth out of people.
What the fuck was I doing, and where did I get that from? I was like 5. I know I didn't see that shit on TV.
Yeah, they didn't televise the torture yet.
Like, where the fuck did I pick that up from?
Honey Badger says, I love a good culinary experience. And then Honey Badger says, was that the broad that would get wasted on cooking wine and accidentally set herself on fire? I believe so. I believe that's Julia Childs.
Did she light herself up?
Yeah, I think she lit like one of her puffy shirt sleeves on fire one time. Because she used to wear the frilly shirts all the time, like Seinfeld, that Seinfeld episode.
Yeah.
The pirate shirt.
She's a very...
Ryan says, hey, little mama, haven't seen you around. So, yeah, man, what do you think? Are you optimistic about this Biden presidency? Let's get this shit on the record.
No, I am very confident that we are going to see the deep state agenda, the state agenda. I don't want to use Trump terms. Yeah, the globalist agenda. And they've already said that the troops there's going to be 6,200 residual troops in Washington, D.C., and there will be troops at all the state capitals going forward. That's just the start, just like the shit with the airports. This is never going away, and it's only going to advance until we decide no. Until we make the decision. Exactly.
That's just telling them to stop. That's telling them it's not going to work. We have to make them stop.
And I don't see that happening anytime soon, because there's way too many people that they feel, they've, I don't know, like I said it, that sheltered, privileged, fucking, first world fucking, victims, basically, that they're late bloomers. They're just reaching their fucking punk rock phase where it's just, rebel. And they have their low self-esteem, their low egos, and they just need to feel like they're on top for a little while.
Yeah, it's something to belong to.
But yeah, motherfuckers at top, nobody's ever on top forever. And you gotta watch those bridges that you burn.
Yeah, I'm totally black-pilled on what's going to happen this next couple of years. I think nothing good comes out of this. I think our taxes just already are astronomically greater than they were yesterday. I think the Uniparty is not. They're just beginning. I think that they're going to show their face now that they have absolutely nothing to be afraid of, nothing to threaten their hold of the power.
Yeah.
I think that Pence showing up for the inauguration today just showed once again that it was a big club and Trump was never in it. I'm totally black-pilled about what's happening. I think that he's right that we are going to have a dark winter. I think that a lot of things are going to be dark for the foreseeable future. I don't see, you know what I mean? I don't really see silver linings with this. I don't see the good that might happen as a byproduct of all of the things that is happening. What do you think about 2 years from now? What do you think about the midterms?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is that now Trump is out of the picture. They really have, that they can completely focus on the few outsiders that are out there. The few people that just got voted in, and really focus all their energy on getting these people out and literally having an entire fucking government of, one party, all agreeing, yes, 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 to the point where, they do that for a little bit and it's like, fuck it. We don't need checks and balances because we all agree all the time. I know we're out of touch and we don't answer our tweets to the people, but we're us in here, behind the guns, we all agree. Like I said, I think the one thing that you can be for sure on is mark down that nobody will ever march on Washington again, unless we're marching on fucking Washington. You know what I mean?
Unless it's the military again. Like a military march on Washington is the only way it happens ever again, period.
It was so last century.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I really want to be optimistic about the midterms. I want to be optimistic, thinking that 2 years of uniparty control of all three branches, I think that it's gonna show more of the population.
Nah, hell no. Obama got 2 terms, buddy. It wasn't until the fucking 6th or 7th year where everybody finally got sick of it. Like, all right.
Yeah, but there's no way that
you gotta do more for us than just be black.
But what could Biden possibly do to bring that 80 million that voted for Trump, or 75 million that voted for Trump back into the fold? I don't believe he can. I believe that they're outsiders now.
Some of those people are going to fucking be scared and they're going to fucking jump the fence and act like they were never fucking, on the other side. And all these new votes that are coming in are going to fucking trump anything anyway, They already have, the lead on, the population because it's the noble thing to do. It's the white knight thing to fucking do. You fucking drop another fucking 20 million votes in here.
People. Yeah, you're right, man. You can't make up 20 million votes. You just can't do it.
It's over. It's literally over. And that's just, the first wave. Like, basically, I mean, it's probably going to be taken the wrong fucking way, but it's like white people need to start having some fucking babies. not even just white people, but smart people. Like, smart people have 1 kid, and then you got all these fucking idiots out there that can't even take care of their kids having 5, 6. We're being outbred. Smart people, we need to take it upon yourselves. We need to not only have kids, but we need to raise some intelligent fucking people.
Yeah, it's about time, man. Now that you put it that way, it makes me much less optimistic about 2 years from now. Because if they lose more ground 2 years from now, there's absolutely no way that they're making any kind of a push 4 years from now. Period.
No, but all hope is not completely lost. Is like I said, everything that I just said, I full-heartedly fucking believe in. I do believe it's all gonna fucking happen, but at the same time, I think Candace Owens got a fucking shot to be president. I think she could be the anti-AOC, the anti-Kamala. She's got to get her ass in office, and she can get a fucking movement behind her. Certain people will listen to her far more than they will from a fucking billionaire blonde-haired fucking dude,
Yeah.
And I don't think all hope is lost. People can wake up. People are going to get sick and tired of being fucking broke like they were under Obama. It's just ebbs and short memories. The same people that buy Comcast, and as soon as their grace period bill runs out and they go to full prices, they switch to Dish, and then their fucking grace period runs out and then they go back to Comcast, just doing the same shit over and over again. Just short memory, stuck in perpetual fucking motion. Basically. Yeah. But some people will wake up, and then that person, she'll be called, an anti-government fucking extremist or black Hitler, black female Hitler, and we'll just do this all over again.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing: if Biden keeps up this pace of giving 3 speeches a day, he's not going to be alive 6 months from now. He's not going to make the first 6 months.
All the slurs and the whats and the lack of questions and the no fucking answers.
Yeah, no answers. There's going to be no shortage of unanswered questions for the next foreseeable future. I really want to see what those executive orders, man. There was a stack of them bitches. Like, literally a stack. Like probably twice as high as his Bible.
We're coming off the supposed most transparent election in history that nobody would, no court would actually look at it and actually, certify the transparency or not. They just take our words for it. We're not going to look at none of this, but just trust us.
You can't look. You can't. That's going to set a crazy precedent where you have to look at them all from here on out. We can't have that.
It's that same. That sounds an awful lot like that fucking science ideology.
Yep.
The lack of curiosity and imagination.
Oh, no, that's been settled. Every scientist agrees that this is the truth. Like every scientist. Like every scientist. Are you sure?
Yeah, intelligence does get lost in the sea of stupidity. But I mean, yeah, it's just what can you do?
See, though, you know what I mean. There is a sea of stupidity, and intelligence does exist there. It can survive there, and it can persist there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stay optimistic in general because that's just who I am. But very negative day to day. Very depressing day to day. I'm depressed for our future, really. And there's nothing we can do to stop it now. Corporatism, the merging of the state and the corporation is the threat right now. It used to be means of production because they didn't have technology. You know what I mean? They had factories. That was technology back in the day when fascism and Nazism and communism first reared their ugly heads. You know what I mean? They didn't have these establishments that we have now that are completely new avenues to control and to use to control.
Yeah, it was just cartoons and fucking shortwave radio.
Mm-hmm. Flyers on the streets and radio programming, exactly.
But boy, did those
everything.
Boy, did those cartoons work.
What would you say? Where did they work, or boy?
No, I said, boy, did those cartoons work.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, man. There's definitely something to feeding information into your brain every day, nonstop, over and over again.
Consciously and subliminally.
They Live was way ahead of its time, man. I love that fucking movie. Roddy Piper was a stud in that movie, even though it was kind of cheesy and definitely 80s. You know what I mean? It was prophetic.
Yeah.
They weren't aliens. They're just fucking empty vessels.
Yeah. The movie is just like a good long episode of The Twilight Zone, the old black and white ones.
Yeah. Some of those were fucking epic. I remember my favorite from Twilight Zone was a dude that got sent back into the past, and he met Elvis, and he tried to give him the Hound Dog song. He's like, "Look, you're gonna be famous. All you gotta do is sing the song." He's like, "I ain't singing that bullshit." And then he killed Elvis, and then he became Elvis. So he already knew all the songs and knew when they were released and became rich and famous. That was the one Twilight Zone episode I could remember like vividly. You know what I mean? He's like, "Yeah, all you gotta do is sing to this Hound Dog song." And Elvis is like, "Hound Dog? Why would I sing such a stupid song like Hound Dog?
I like cats."
Right?
I think I'm gonna sing about this donut.
Stupid sequin jumpsuits.
I'm gonna sing about this Krispy Kreme donut right after I go take a shit.
Yeah. Sure, do you want me a fried peanut butter and banana sandwich right now?
Damn, he was frying those sons of bitches? I didn't know that.
Peanut butter
Ooh, I fucks with
banana sandwiches. My girl made me one before because I was like, "What? Like, is that a thing? People do that?" And she's like, "Oh, they're amazing. I'll make you one."
Fried.
Boy, were they amazing.
Fried. I had no fucking idea. I guess he really was the king.
Yeah. And no wonder he died on the shitter.
Yeah. But I use Elvis as an example when I try to get to the point across to people that as different or as crazy as times are, that it's always been the same. Where especially when I'm dealing with older people and they start talking, you know, I say, okay, let's take music for example. I'm sure you don't like what's going on today, and I'm sure you probably think that it's not even music. What did your parents say about that, man? That's not music. He's just up there jiggling his pelvis.
Right? Elvis and the Beatles. That was fucking devil.
I know what he means by saying, I want to hold your hand. You know who's got hands? The devil. And he uses them for holding.
For holding your souls if you listen to the music.
Oh, man. How many times did fucking Biden say souls? And all I could think of is Always Sunny. Like, he's going to slip up and say holes. He's going to slip up and say holes. He's really slurring that. He's just slurring holes. We got to heal our holes.
Here are holes. All right. Well, today is the beginning of the comedy. You know what I mean? Because there's going to be no fucking shortage of comedy with this administration.
Yeah, definitely going to be because I mean, it's the best fucking medicine.
Yep.
What else can you do? What else can you do?
There's definitely going to be plenty to laugh at.
And I think, I think you could beat them far better with fucking satire and not beating the dead horse like they did with Trump, but actual intelligent fucking satire and comedy, and be a useful tool for not only bringing people together, but making people look at themselves and look at everything objectively.
We need to figure out how to show people the cathedral. We need to figure out how to let people see the cathedral.
Well, you'd think it'd be easy because most of the cathedral you'd think you'd be able to tie to whatever racist or prejudice fucking groups that they're against. You could absolutely tie, you just got to wait for them to fucking fall out of love with their idols.
Yeah, and right now is the time because Trump's gone and all that's left is the cathedral. So people can't villainize the orange man anymore. They have to look at what's real now.
Yeah, but we're going to deal with at least possibly 4 to 8 years of still everything's his fault. Everything that's good is us, but everything bad is we're overcoming him. But so they definitely bought themselves.
Economy should definitely be Trump's, right? So they're going to tank it.
Oh, well, they're definitely going to fucking tank it.
Just the same way that the first 4 years that Trump was in, it was Obama's economy.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So these first 4 years should be Trump's economy.
No, because there was no economy because of COVID. That's what they're going to say.
Yeah, they probably are. Even though the stock market is right where higher than it was before.
And even though it was all Biden's allies that locked down all the fucking cities and they all opened up right after this motherfucking
collusion. Jesus Christ. There's clear collusion between the Biden campaign in New York, Chicago, all of California.
Yeah. Pretty much most states, a lot of corporations, big tech for sure.
You know who came out of all this looking the most gangster in my eyes? The one that's getting the most respect in my eyes over all of this shit? DeSantis in Florida. I think he's come out of this looking like a straight up G. He said, fuck your lockdowns, fuck all your bullshit, fuck your mask mandates. People are going to do what people are going to do. And if they catch it, that's their fault.
That's a Nancy Pelosi quote.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But that's my point. He came out looking like a G. Him and Kristi Noem in South Dakota.
Yeah, the entire country of Belarus completely said, fuck your lockdown. And they have the lowest fucking death rate. Yeah.
Exactly. I wonder when they're going to start telling the truth about these numbers. I wonder, like we said, I wonder if CNN's going to restart the ticker and now there's been at least 150 deaths under Biden's watch. I can't wait to throw that in the face of the leftists.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I've been pondering that myself, as if are they gonna have the fucking the coronavirus ticker up there or not?
And it's no matter what, it's still gonna be Trump's fault. You're gonna be like, oh, but Trump let it get here.
You know what? Here's what they're gonna do. They are gonna keep that ticker on probably a week or so from now, like they did. They did bring it back a little bit intermittently, but after a certain point, they're gonna switch it to number of vaccines distributed.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Yeah, Biden already said today his plan calls for 100 million doses of the vaccine. Like right now, he put the order in already.
And this vaccine magically covers all these variants around the world.
Yeah,
the fuck out of here. The fuck out
of here. You're gonna get the flu still, bitches. I think that's what they do is they just start, they stop counting the motorcycle deaths as COVID. They stop counting the pneumonia deaths as COVID. They stop counting the flu deaths as COVID. And the numbers are going to go drastically down this year. Honey Badger says, first they said Elvis was a psychological operation like the Beatles. They took the healing powers of black music, black people's music, not black, like black magic. The healing power of black people's music and used it for the power of control and seduction. Elvis is cultural appropriation for sure, definitely. Elvis evils lives.
Yeah, but he ain't the first. He certainly isn't the first one.
No.
Hollywood's a long line of fucking recycled, plagiarized shit.
Yeah.
And
rock and roll as a whole, it's just fucking blues stolen.
I stumbled upon the idea long ago that there is no such thing, and we were talking about it earlier, about how like everything is sensation until like you're told what shit is. There's no such thing as an original idea. With the amount of minds that have been on this fucking planet since the history of time, everything that you could probably fucking think of has been thought of before. And everything that you know is just based off of shit that you've been told. You know what I'm saying? So you're just basing off anything that you're thinking up is you're just creating it off of what you've been told.
Yeah.
There's really very little true inspiration is what I'm saying, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You're more likely just pulling this information out of the cloud.
A lot of the times when people have true inspiration, they have no idea where it came from. You know what I mean? A lot of people, the greatest artists of our time, like
I'm trying to
like a trance state. Like they don't know where this shit comes from.
I'm trying to remember specifically the word that is used and in one of the books for inspiration. And I'm gonna fucking find that shit too. Because I definitely try to pay attention, especially too, like when you can't remember something and all of a sudden it comes in, you know. I try to pay attention to those moments and those instances, those sensations, the process.
Yeah, I hear you. Magusta says they use the same riff throughout time and history to move people, and they ingrained it into the brain with repetition. There's something about that. I know we talked about that before, about how I read that story about how scientists actually found the original sound wave, or the original like gamma wave or whatever it is, the wave of the creation, you know, the moment of creation, the sound, the radio wave, like the entirety of what was created that's still going. Because I mean, obviously it exploded and our universe is still expanding outward. So if you get to the edge of the outward expansion, that's the first thing in creation. You know,
yeah. Well, still though,
the way it is the earlier it was created.
You get to the edge of the expansion, you'd still have to wait for the sound to get you. So you'd have a moment or two.
Exactly.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you'd have if you got to the edge of where it is expanding, you'd have to
Right.
wait a little bit for the sound to get you.
Right.
But yeah,
But I'm sure you could record all kinds of different fucking things, you know, radio waves, sound waves, fucking infrared waves, gamma waves, and I'm sure anything you could turn into a sound file now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
like the,
heartbeat monitors, they turn that into a sound, and it's actually measuring electric impulses. It's not sound, but they turn it into a sound.
yeah. I always hated that old if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? Of course it does. Are you fucking stupid?
Right? Of course it does. The the action or the I don't even know what you call it, but hearing it doesn't make it real unless this is all a simulation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The sound is there. You don't have to hear it for the sound to be there. And
But
that's the same thing with that wave from creation. That wave is still there. It still exists in this fucking universe. You know what I mean? So if they could actually identify that, I'm sure that they could use that for many different things, because that is creation. You know what I mean? That is the sound of creation.
The some of the original texts, the fucking Sumerians and shit, they write stories about their gods fighting, but it's been translated and suggested that, you know, just like the fucking Bible, it's allegory for cataclysmic events in space. And some of them are interesting because you could break these stories down and it sounds like the forming of our solar system and how our asteroid belt fucking was formed and planets banging into each other. And I mean, these are all very, very fucking old ideas, and we're basically still thousands of years later with all our science and advancements. We're still basically running with what these people thought up a long fucking time ago.
Right? Or still grasping to fucking try to understand
exactly.
what they were trying to talk about thousands of years ago. Honey Badger says the 3 sets of lyrics for children that all share a common melody are the ABC song, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and Baba Black Sheep. These are all variations of a 1761 French melody. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of the Star Spangled Banner. The Star Spangled Banner, the melody is used for like 8 different national anthems.
Yeah.
Sharon's here, says, LOL, welcome to the stream, Sharon.
You're late.
Actually, we've been going quite a bit over here. We're about 3.5 hours in.
It is, yeah. Getting late.
It's because we talked about so much shit that's not Biden, hence still interesting.
Exactly.
I'm totally not interested in Biden. I just want to see what he does, man, because I don't see any of it being good.
Yeah, it's not at this point. It's not so much about Biden. It's more about identifying and outing communists.
Yep. And well, on their end, on my end, it's identifying and eliminating anybody, any dissent. For me, it's figuring out how to show people the cathedral. That's what I'm on. Because it exists and it should be easy to see, but a lot of people have been lost in the sauce. Now, I think now is the time that they're going to be like, oh yeah, maybe a hate vote wasn't really as good as a love vote. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not that I fucking love Trump. Don't fucking twist that shit. I hate him now. Actually, I'm so disappointed that he didn't fucking hit the switch, man. Sharon says, I've been listening for a while.
Just lurking. But yeah, Donald Trump did hit the switch on the Republic.
Yeah, he hit the switch on fucking rolling over for the establishment at the last minute.
I disagree there. I disagree at the last minute.
I commend him on taking the abuse because he was fucking under attack for 4 straight years, but there was no point to roll over now. He should have fucking stuck to it, man. Should have pardoned Assange. If anything, the one thing he should have done is pardon Assange.
He would have made himself a martyr. He could have, at least he would have made himself a saint. That the one thing, one thing he fucking did. And and Assange, you don't think Assange would immediately go to fucking bat for you? Like, again, I don't think for a second that these billionaires and their fucking artificial intelligent fucking predictors aren't fucking thinking of what I'm sitting here imagining in my fucking spare time.
Right. Exactly.
Like, there's no way. There's just no fucking way. Otherwise, let me manage your money. We need to pool some money together, and we'll see. I'll throw a dart at the wall and see what it sticks to.
I can't make sense of him just eating all the abuse for 4 years to roll over when it was time. You know what I mean? It was a defining moment. Him doing nothing turned into just as much of a defining moment as him doing anything. You know what I mean? Him pardoning Assange would have been a defining moment. Him not pardoning Assange right now, it turned into a defining moment for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it to people his entire presidency who have said things like he gave up his billionaire lifestyle. He had nothing to gain from being president. What fucking world are you living on?
He gave up his billionaire lifestyle. He lives in the White House.
Like, exactly. He had nothing to gain from being president. What the fuck are you talking about? Because I guarantee you, this billionaire ain't getting the fuck out of bed in the morning. There ain't something to fucking gain. Or he'd be golfing. Gaining something.
Honey Badger says they played classical music in one of the worst areas in Central Park during urban development to keep the rapes, robberies, and drug dealing at bay, and it worked. The crackheads even cleaned up after themselves.
Oh, fuck. Good music is good music, man. You can't help but shake your fucking hips to it.
Yeah, right. Even classical music. My girlfriend plays classical music all the time when she's like doing her makeup and getting ready and stuff. And there is something inherently soothing and calming about good classical music.
Well, there's that shit too. That if you play, was it Mozart for your baby? They're gonna they grow up to be a little bit smarter.
Higher IQ points. Yeah.
I didn't get Mozart, but my mom did play the beach, Sounds of the Beach, most of my fucking childhood up until she became a fucking a drug addict psychopath. But that's another story.
But I mean, as far as music and classical music, like the best classical music is, I mean, it can be translated into equations. You know what I mean? It's very math heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And those are the songs and the rhythms and stuff like that will last because they're based in more than just the made up sound realm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Actual harmony.
Yeah, exactly. Because harmony is natural. Real harmony is all natural. We're just replicating it with music. Honey Badger says, my dog loves classical music.
My dog loves the Liberty Mutual commercial.
How do you know that she loves Liberty Mutual? Does she like fucking ears perk up and she watches it?
Every time they end every commercial with only pay for what you need, like they say something before that. So as soon as they say the line or only pay for what you need, she stops whatever the fuck she's doing and looks to the TV or runs to the TV. And it's been ever since she's been fucking half a year old. So it's been a solid year. This is her commercial and this shit's on. She looks at the TV and then it ends and she looks at me like, did you hear it?
That's great.
I'm trying to actually get her sponsored, man. I'm trying to record her doing it. And I'm going to fucking, hey, Liberty Mutual, pay the fuck up. It's the Liberty dog. It's the fucking Liberty dog here.
They'll pass. Corporate fucking intelligence is lacking.
Yeah, for sure. I just got to find some cool corporate Twitters. Put a Wendy's bandana on her. She loves Dave. Just make your commercial sound like Liberty Mutual. She'll love it.
She'll love it. All dogs all over the planet. You'll have a ton more fucking people buying your insurance. Easy.
Yep. Way better than that fucking emu they got up there.
Oh, I hate the emu. I fucking hate the emu. I hate it almost as much as I hate the old Quiznos animal that they fucking made with 10 different animals. Where they repeated, eat a Quiznos because it tastes good. I hate that. I fucking hate that shit.
I haven't heard the word Quiznos in years. That's fucking ghosts of jingles past.
Right? Bringing you way back. That shit, any of those commercials that repeated the same exact line 3 different times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I turn whenever I hear shit like that now, I turn it off.
Yeah.
Whenever there's some rapid repetition going on, I shut that shit right the fuck off. Change the channel.
That shit is no good for you.
I have fucking friends growing up with like my peers and shit that try to make excuses for themselves, you know, for I'm just dumb, I can't remember shit for lack of effort and lack of studying. But then these are the same people that, you know, just like everybody remembers jingles, can remember has an encyclopedia of music, lyrics and shit in their brains. But, you know, there's no difference. It's just repetition and fucking want to.
Right. Yeah, for sure. It's all about drive. If you don't have the drive, then there's no point to try because you're not going to remember it, even if you do for the test. You know what I mean? I think we're going to have a podcast just all about what we talk about in the education system.
I see you, honey. I say the exact same thing. So only pay for what you need. She makes sure that I only pay for what I need.
Magusta says my goldfish loves old school Hungarian death metal music. It's probably a beta fish and it would kill anything in the tank.
What was that dude's name that burnt down that church? That fucking satanic Hungarian. That wasn't his name. The fuck was his name? He had like a wizard name.
Oh yeah, what was his name? I have to remember. What was that on? That was on Amazon or Hulu. There was a really good movie about that whole Hungarian burning down churches. Yeah,
and somebody actually just recently got locked up for fucking doing something right along the.
Yeah, Varg Vikernes.
Vicaris or some shit like that. Yeah, it's
Varg.
Or something.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Euronymous.
There you go.
Crime or some shit.
Yeah, yeah. I knew he had some sort of fucking wizard fucking name, man.
There was another serial killer devil worshiper. His name was what was the other guy's name? Pazuzu? What was his?
Pazuzu Algarad.
Yeah, Pazuzu Algarad.
Yeah, look at that.
Fucking crazy. He was one of those devil worshiper Satanists that like never showered, that like stank to high heaven. His apartment smelled like shit and dead bodies. Little did they know it was really shit and dead bodies. Pazuzu, yeah, I'll never forget that because tattoos all over his face and everything. Pazuzu was the name of the demon from the Exorcist movie. So
okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yep. Lack of imagination.
Exactly.
You can easily pick up a book and find the name of a real fucking demon.
Right. Sharon said, "Have a great night, guys."
You too.
Thanks for coming by.
Well, thanks for chatting with us. It's therapeutic.
Definitely.
We'll definitely be on Friday.
Let's see. On that note, we're gonna get out of here. Like you said, we'll be back on Friday. Check out Big Red on Twitch. Big Red 773 on Twitch and YouTube.
At this point, honestly, we're really just trying to push because we're really close to getting some monetization on Blizz's channel, so we're trying to push all the traffic there. But honestly, hit up the Gab page, jump on over to Gab. I mean, even if it's just to check it out and make an account just so you could at least. I mean, I guess you don't have to if you're gonna jump in here, but yeah, I mean, check out that fucking Gab page. And,
Gab is definitely going to be the future of the social media. You know, it's the way things are moving.
at least the future of the resistance on social media.
Yeah, for sure. Red
Because it
has
seems
done a
like
pretty good job of putting that Gab page together, so make sure to check that out.
yeah, fuck. What are we at right now? I've been getting 100 followers a day. We're at 453. I'll get us to 500 by the end of the night.
That's nice, man. It's cool. It's how different it is to start when something else is starting on the same page. You know what I mean?
Plus, I mean, well, it's a lot less hostile than Twitter. You know, it's a lot of people that right now, especially since this Trump shit, you know, they're looking for information. They're lost and looking for guidance, and just got
looking for truth because everybody
exactly, and everybody's exactly
information
yes,
everywhere.
exactly. So if you could just be consistent with truth and positivity, people are gonna fucking flock to it, and that's all I'm trying to fucking do is push out information and bullshit with people.
Yep. Magusta says he made animal sacrifices, covered his face in tattoos, filed his teeth into points, and rarely bathed. Yet he still managed to snag 2 fiancés who assisted him with murder.
Hey man, bitches love cults.
Right? Bitches love cults. How do you think they end up as sister wives? Magusta
Yeah,
said,
believe it, not
guys.
not all women want to vote or want to get out of the kitchen. You know, some of them just want to be fucking arm candy, eye candy.
Yeah, some of them find great fulfillment in taking care of somebody else,
or just being just being a rich ass trophy wife.
Yeah,
those two. But yeah, we got to get out of here. I got to fucking take my dog outside, do a bunch of adult shit. But good night, everybody. Stay positive. Stay curious.
Stay positive. Shout out to TurboCast on Rotella streams. Shout out to Rotella too.
Yeah, we're trying to get him on here one day, but he seems like he's too rich in Vinny's money. So maybe one day.
He's swimming in Vinny's money. He don't need us youngsters. All right, guys. On that note, we're out. We'll catch you on Friday. Make sure you come back. I'm sure plenty of shit will happen between now and then.
Good night. All right, I'm good.